Welcome to the bracket, episode 25. We have a big time Frankenstein crew here tonight. Very last second, KB, Owen, and Nick all had to drop because of the Barstool vs. America scheduling bullshit. So we have a very, very late fill-in crew who I'm very thankful for, all of them saying yes with a half hour to go until we record at 10 p.m. So when joining us, we have Fights, Eddie, and Rudy, all joining us for our bracket of least cool moves.
I wish you didn't tell people that.
What, that you were just free?
Number one least cool move.
Losers would just sit on the couch and nothing to do.
Number one least cool move: joining a podcast with 30 minutes notice.
I'm adding that to the chain game right now. So for those of you that haven't done it before, which is Eddie and Rudy, basically the way this works is we have this full bracket of the least cool moves, and we're all just going to vote on them, and we're going to advance them all together. So without further ado, we can go right into it with our 12 seed versus our 5 seed on the eastern half of our bracket. The number 12 seed, I think Large actually suggested this to me right next to me at work today. He said tucking your shirt in. So tucking your shirt in, I'm not thinking a dress shirt when you're wearing a suit or anything. I'm thinking you're tucking a t-shirt into jeans and things of that nature. So I feel like it's a decent seed at 12, and going up against it is actually the option that kind of inspired this. I think Nick saw it in one of our YouTube comments, pinching your nose before you jump in the pool, which is unbelievably uncool. So we'll start out with you, Coley. Tucking in your shirt or pinching your nose before you jump in the pool?
So I just want to say one thing real quick to the audience. Please rewind right now to see Stephen Cheah's face when he heard that tucking in a shirt was not a cool move. He looked stunned. The face he made was like, what?
What I was going to say, I feel like, and you said Large suggested this?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, another large fella like this. When I think non-dress shirts tucked in, I either go to dads who are mowing the lawn, or I go to Springsteen. I think it's a power move if you can pull. The only people who can't pull that off are people like me, big fatzos, who it's oh, now I can see your gut eclipsing that belt. So it's a tough scene when you try and tuck a t-shirt and a jeans when you're a fatso. If you're skinny, you should only be tucking. If I had that V-cut thing that the guys on Instagram have, oh, buddy, I'd be tucking everything. Plugging your nose when you jump into a pool, grow the fuck up. You can't get a little water in your nose, pussy. That's clearly it.
All right, so that's one for pinching your nose. Cheah.
I think Coley explained that perfectly. Definitely pinching your nose. I think tucking your shirt is a cool, it is a cool move when you if you're wearing before this, I'm in a business role right now, but before this I worked in cool corporate business casual American wear.
My answer.
You did so bad at making that sound cool.
Well, it was basically exclusively you wore jeans and you wore I can wear a sweatshirt or whatever, but typically I would wear shirts that were tucked into my pants. So I wore that every day for basically a decade. So I think that's a very cool look, and I felt fine, and I would go out if I was going out to a bar after, I might untuck the shirt a little bit depending on what kind of a shirt it was. If it was a t-shirt, for sure. If it was a plaid shirt, then I might leave it tucked in. I think that looks kind of nice. So definitely plugging your nose.
But isn't it kind of proof that you just said you used to untuck it when you would go to the bar, that means you realized it wasn't that cool of a look?
Yeah, yes, fair. But going up against plugging your nose, great. That's
pinching it. Yeah.
Well, pinching it, or if you were one of the dweebs who had the clip.
Oh, even worse.
Even worse. I think a doctor gave that to you because they're trying to protect your weak little brain. Get out of here.
All right, so that's one more for pinching your nose. I'm glad to know, Steve, that you tucked for years and years and years, but now you feel comfortable not tucking anymore. Good for you. All right, Fights.
Yeah, unfortunately, I share the exact sentiment as everyone here, closer to Coley, because I didn't work in cool corporate America for 10 years before this. But I think tucking in your shirt is actually cool now. I don't even think it's remotely uncool. I think cool people tuck in their shirt. I think people with better bodies than me tuck in their shirt. I think that like there's the fucking if I was a different human, if I looked like a different person, I'd be tucking all fucking day. I'd be tucking tees. I'd be tucking polos. I'd be tucking short sleeve button downs. All these things that I can't wear. I can't even just wear a t-shirt, let alone tuck one in. But it's objectively cool now. Cool people talk.
All right. It's another one for
plugging your nose is something Tom Scabelli did when he was a kid, and that's for sure.
Is that true?
Tom does that in the shower.
Yeah. These are all we can say this for almost everything that's going to be on the bracket tonight.
Tommy, I have noticed Tommy chime in and like offer a little bit of pushback so far on both examples of a tuck-in being cool. Be like, hey guys, I don't know. I'm just speaking for the crowd here. It might be plugging your nose is the one that's cool.
Tommy submitted
you don't want water in your nose.
Tommy submitted so many options, like so many more than anyone else. It was incredible how long his list was. I will note that. So Eddie, what would you take?
I mean, yeah, you can't possibly go tucked in your shirt. There's just no way. I mean, even if like shit that gets tweeted at us or stuff that would be sent in. If the blind eye wouldn't really catch like a nerdy guy or uncool guy like with the shirt tucked in, but if you for some chance saw an adult, you're instantly taking a picture of that because it's so bad. So
it's gonna move. It's gonna move on. But Rudy, what would you have picked?
Well, the answer is obvious, but then Stephen Cheah spoke, and he did irreversible damage to tucking in. Having said that, plugging your nose is still far lamer. So it's still plugging your nose, but Stephen Cheah made it a contest.
He's very close. Tommy?
I mean, having water in your nose sucks. It's horrible.
Here's the thing too. I don't even think it's the plugging of the nose that is uncool. I think it's somehow having the anatomy that allows water to rush into your nose is the uncool part. Like,
just making fun of Tommy's nose.
Did you
how? What's wrong with your nose?
You know what's less cool is when you don't plug your nose and then you get water in your nose and you go up, you go just to get the water out of your nose because it's all up in there.
No, that's fucking alpha.
I've never gotten water in my nose. I just like my body just like they've never gotten water at my ass either. I'm watertight, I guess, if I have to be. Like I don't get it. I get it in my ears occasionally, but like I don't
water in their ears.
What do you have to get up your nose? How do you get up your nose? It just doesn't make sense.
I don't know. It happens. I have a big nose.
Worst comes to worst. I always love in the movies when they did CPR and like a little water pops out,
Yeah,
that's always like a good little it's a good feature, so that happens if you don't.
I think about there's two ways that it gets worse with plugging your nose. I think if you're on a diving board or whatever, you put your hand on, then you jump in, really lame. I think if you run the full length of something with your nose plugged, that does irreversible damage to your coolness. Okay, so that's
hold on. Something you said, Fights. Are people getting water in their ass regularly?
No.
I was a little confused
I was
by that.
saying I'm water.
Wait, you don't get water?
How did I know of at least? I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, you don't get water in your ass when you cannonball?
I do. I have buddies.
Trying to think back the last time I cannonball. I don't think so.
We were actually
you may have blocked it out, dude. It happens.
We were talking about the other day where I think it was a question case radio where like someone talked about like shitting in the ocean or something like that, and I have friends who've done that, and I never have. I never have out of fear that water would rush in and I'd drown from the bottom.
The water would rebel.
Yeah, like I don't know. At some point, the hole's open a little bit, right? So wouldn't water come fucking rushing in? And what if that's how internal drowning happens? I don't know. I'm not a doctor or a scientist.
You think you're getting like butt fucked by the ocean every time you jump in? Like it's incredible.
Like, I'm like, what are you nuts? You're gonna go open your fucking butthole in the ocean?
What I was more afraid of was peeing in the ocean because I thought one of those little things that would like the little fish that's like they swim up your dick hole when you pee in like a weird area. It was just like,
how big is your dick, dude?
But your dick hole, man. They're these really
Christ.
tiny microscopic fish. They're very like super tiny,
That's
like
Brazil
parasites.
and Brazil only, and you know that, KenJac.
I don't want to take the risk.
Those are
Either
real?
way.
Oh,
Those are
they're like Brazilian bacterias.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like these
it
fire
like,
hydrants,
swims
it's
up
like-
your stream and infects your bladder.
I think there was a little bit of an infestation of them, perhaps at a lake at Rollins College in Orlando. There was something. I don't know if they swim your dick. They killed you though. People were dying.
They lay eggs in your bladder. Like it's really fucked and it freaks me the fuck out every time I think about it. I think I saw it on Spike TV's 1,000 Worst Ways to Die or something like that.
Eggs in the bladder's got to be up there.
Yeah. No fun. Okay, so that's going to move on the pinching of the nose. Next up, we have the number 4 versus the number 13. The number 4 on almost every list, including KB's and Nick's because they submitted before they could make it. Falling down in public, falling down and people in like see you fall down and bust ass. Extremely embarrassing. People immediately think less of your coolness. Cool people don't fall down. It's just a fact. And that's going up against the number 13 seed wearing glasses. Wearing glasses. One of the least cool things you could possibly do. It's been uncool for as long as glasses have existed. And there's like people have tried to brought it back. Like, you know, glasses became like people would wear the see-through things because they thought it became like a fashion thing, but like still pretty uncool. So we're gonna start with you this time, Tommy. What would you take? Falling down in public or wearing glasses?
So this one's very personal for me because
aren't they all, Tommy?
Glasses ruined my childhood. 2nd grade, 3rd grade, no glasses. I was swimming in pussy. No, like all jokes aside, I was like such a ladies' man. Like 3rd grade, here's a little story for you. Miss Suprosa's class. We're changing desks around, and it was like how to be boy, girl, whatever. And I got seated first, or my desk got decided first. And she was like, "Oh, what lucky lady wants to sit next to Thomas?" Every girl in the class raised their hand. I was drowning in puss. And
let me see a picture in 3rd grade. I bet you weren't that hot.
I don't know if I have a picture from 3rd grade. I wasn't that hot.
I actually would like to rate 3rd grade Tommy's hot.
7.
I'll see if I can find one. But then 4th grade came around. I had to fucking get glasses, and I fought against glasses for so long that I had to get a test for glaucoma because I was fucking up my eyes so bad because I refused to wear glasses.
But then you would have been smoking weed, which have made you cool again. You really fucked this up.
Irreversible damage to my eyes. I had to put glasses on, and it just ruined me for years, for about, 15 years until I was finally appealing to the opposite sex again. But not even that I am that much now, but whatever. Anyway, it's wearing glasses.
Long-winded way to picking wearing glasses. Rudy.
Wait. What about contacts?
So I feel like if you're wearing contacts because you think glasses don't look cool or are annoying.
No, I'm talking to Tommy. Like, contacts were invented.
I don't think you can really wear contacts like a 3rd grader. I think I got
contacts in maybe 11th grade, 10th, 11th grade.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay.
But I had puberty by then, so that holding me back.
I would go with falling in public is definitely worse. It's not the exciting thing to say, but falling in public from the point of view of the person falling is like one of those things where I almost fell on a city bike today and I felt like less of a man. There was like a lady with her stroller just like seeing me and like fumble and like get my hands back on the handlebars. And I honestly was like really embarrassed. And so, yeah, falling.
I think that is worse. Like not full falling, but like tripping and catching yourself.
Ooh.
Like I think that's worse than full falling. Like especially at a certain age, you're getting an ambulance ride. Like it's falling quite dangerous once you get past like 21.
You're right. Because like if you fumble and you almost fall, you show your level of panic. Like
right, yes.
Like you quickly you move super fast to make sure it didn't happen, and that's almost worse than just eating shit.
So actually, I'll put it up then right now if you guys want to swap falling down with stumbling, because stumbling is super embarrassing, especially like I'm even thinking like you're walking down the street, you just hit like an uneven sidewalk and you do like the whoop and you just like feel the eyes. That is pretty tough. I feel like if you fall down, maybe people just kind of look a little bit differently. Cause like there's a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode about it where like he falls down while he's dating Lucy Liu and he like falls down and he's like, she can't look at him the same ever again because he fell down in front of her. So like, I do think that there's merit to it, but stumbling might be worse. What would you guys think?
I think the full falls worse.
Yeah, they're pretty much like the same thing, but I just started to think about it more. I'm going to switch my answer. Glasses are very uncool simply because it shows that that God let you down, and that's pretty fucking uncool. Like your body doesn't work as well as mine, and that's pretty unfucking chill. So yeah, I'm gonna go with glasses for that reason.
Cheah's laughing his ass off at that one. All right, Eddie.
So when I lived in New York in 2015, I went to Ground Zero. And
Where is this going?
Oh yeah.
I know. And I was looking up at the Freedom Tower. It's so tall, it's so big. And I caught one of those lips, like a handicap lip, and I went down. And it was like hard.
You went down at Ground Zero.
Did you fall into like the
I think you die if that happens. Like you just float away and you could never be seen. I mean, but the sound, like it was a Richter scale. It was one of the loudest sounds in that area, I guarantee. And it was not cool. It was bad. It was embarrassing.
Top 3 fall at that location.
I was gonna say, dude, fall is a tough verb when you're there.
Yeah, that's really rough.
I know, but it's just like whenever I think of falling, that pops in my head because everyone, because it's so quiet there, and it was so quiet, and everyone just looked at me, and I like ruined people's moments. It was horrifying.
Did you get like the grape lady noise where you hit your stomach like that?
I popped up. I felt disrespectful for falling. I felt disrespectful for falling.
Well, hold on. Walk me through the fall because I want to know. Like, was it one of those ones where like you land on your hip and you kind of like have to like roll back up and like on your you were like on your stomach?
Oh yeah, I was belly to belly, belly to floor. It was bad, dude. It was a bad.
Did anyone help you up?
No. Nobody.
We were disgusted.
They were disgusted. They were, I literally felt bad for falling. I ruined people's, whatever. Bad spot over there.
Yeah, if you're like an old lady or something, it's like, oh, God, we got to help her up. But like if Eddie falls, it's like, oh.
This fucking kid can't control himself.
I choose to think of the people whose like moments you didn't ruin, and the people who went home were like, we saw the funniest thing at Ground Zero today. Like, we had the heartiest laugh at Ground Zero. It was a real blast.
Oh my God! At least you meddled.
Very possible. But I mean, listen. You got to kick it back to childhood, and I don't think you get. And I'm so excited for Steven's answer, but you get hit with that 4 eyes insult.
Yeah,
you just can't come back, and that's why. The coolest person has fallen, but I don't think you could say the same for 4 eyes. So I got to take glasses.
All right, fights.
I agree with Eddie in that the coolest person has fallen, and I think that's the perfect example of our lack of empathy as a human race. Because I see I've fallen a million times in my life. I still see someone fall. I'm like, what are you, a fucking loser, dude? What are you, an idiot? How the fuck did you just do that? And like, I'll fall 3 times a day, dude. The sidewalks in New York are uneven as hell. I'll count I don't go down, but I'll trip twice a week. I'll have a stumble twice a week, and I see someone stumble, and it's just immediate fucking loser. You have no hand-eye coordination. You must have sucked at sports growing up. Therefore, you got no pussy. Therefore, you're a fucking loser. That's my thought process. You could be 0, you could be 100 years old. I don't care how old you are. I think you're a loser. And glasses, much like the shirt tuck in, I think they've kind of turned a corner. People wearing fake glasses now. People got blue light glasses. People wear glasses intentionally when they don't even need glasses. Now, the need for glasses is decidedly uncool because, that is something like before Ben Franklin. They used to just put you in a room till you died. You couldn't do anything. Like there was like, I'm not going to hold this person's hand their entire life. So sit in here, you'll die, and that's it. But the need for glasses is very uncool. Glasses themselves, I think, are cool. So I'm going with the stumbling, falling, tripping, whatever we decided our question was.
Let me
imagine like 1100 waking up and seeing blurry and just being like, fuck.
Yeah. It's like the modern day or the past version of breaking your hip. Like, well, it's gone now. Like,
They just put you out in the woods to die. I will give you a counter argument to falling down as far as like coolness goes. First of all, Falling Down, great movie, but also Olympus Has Fallen. Fights.
We're talking the Fallen franchise. We're talking real cool.
Yeah, extremely cool.
Mike
redeeming
Fanning
thing.
stabs so many people in the head. It's fucking nuts.
It's not called Olympus Has Glasses.
This.
Yeah.
I watched London Has Fallen Wait, what'd you say, Rudy?
I said, imagine Olympus has glasses.
Yeah.
I watched London Has Fallen recently, and Mike Bannon gives a speech that they should be playing on repeat at Ground Zero. That one of the
Eddie falling down to a Gerard Butler speech.
Screen at Ground Zero, like, this is the problem with people like you. We're an idea. We're not a people. And he's just running, punching the guy. It is hilariously overly patriotic.
All right. So I wonder where Cheah's going to go with this. Right now, as it stands, we are 3-1.
So both of these are pretty close to me. Like, obviously, I wear glasses. I have contacts, but I actually just choose to wear glasses. I wear contacts sometimes on the weekends. My daughter actually just like, she's 1 year old, just started pulling the glasses off my face like nonstop. So whenever I am very close to her, that's the one thing she goes for. So she already knows I'm a nerd. But the falling thing is... That happened to me very recently during the case race on the Yak a week and a half ago. I took a terrible tumble off of a wet floor that I didn't see. And I had a black and blue hip for like until like basically a couple of days ago. That I would say was less embarrassing because that was funny in the moment and I could like laugh it off. And also when I like trip and stumble, my immediate reaction before I even catch myself is to laugh out loud. So I actually don't think either of those things are super embarrassing. The glasses, I'll say, and obviously I'm biased, they have become a little bit cooler, but back in the day, extremely embarrassing because now we got like plastic frames, and that's pretty much what most glasses are. Some of them are the wiry ones, but back in the day when I had like the glass, how would I say it? I guess they were plastic or metal and like a combination of both, and they would have like little screws. The worst thing to ever happen was a screw would fall out, and then your lens would fall out. And then you have to get a small little glasses screwdriver that you could only buy in grocery store checkout lines. And then you have to somehow search for your screw, which is the size of a squirrel's toenail on the ground.
A good pull.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
to put it together, and you have to like elicit help probably to do it. Find your frame, find your screw, and like use a very tiny screwdriver to put it back there. That was incredibly embarrassing. So in an upset, I'm going glasses.
You're going to move on glasses. Incredible. Coley, what would you have picked?
Well, I was going to say, Steven, do you think you would have fallen if you knew the floor was wet because you could see? But you can't.
I had my glasses on.
So now they're uncool and not functional, which is
right. Yeah. He was 0 for 2. Yeah, I mean, it's glasses. Like we talked a lot about swirlies last week.
Oh, yeah.
The number one person who got swirlied was because they had glasses. Like that was all
really all it took.
Yeah, from the day glasses were invented until like Russell Westbrook wore them for the first time. That's how long people were getting punched in the face for just having glasses. Like I don't know that might be our winner, to be quite honest.
Now you mentioned something, and you said you talked about it last week, so maybe I'm kind of repeating a conversation here. Has anyone ever witnessed a swirly? Like,
no, we got to the bottom of it. We were like, they don't actually exist. We got pretty much got to the bottom.
They very much do, and they're happening in 2 weeks.
To Nick.
So we, based off the conversation from last week, we implemented the swirly wheel, which was a sliver of the wheel on the Yak. It hit today, and Nick Turaney got chosen for it. So when he gets back from Barstool versus America, we are giving him a swirly in the bathroom downstairs.
Okay, but I want to clarify again because we talked about this. Are you going to
clean it first?
Oh, yes, we will.
No, that's not allowed.
That's not
that's not what bullies did. I'll tell you that.
No.
So we did talk about this, the methodology of a swirly, because we said like some of us thought like you put the person on all fours and dunk their head in, and then we said like I think the more embarrassing way is to be put in sort of the tombstone pile driver and dipped into the water. So one of you needs to do that. I mean, it would probably be Big Cat Butt or Brandon Walker.
I also think you need to almost dump, like those Poland Spring bottles you get that kind of have the handle on it. They're big.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to dump at least one or two of those into the toilets. I think most toilets don't have enough water to really. I feel like in my knowledge of a swirly, the suction of the water over your face is really what does the drop.
water.
So their whole shit has to be submerged, and I
So,
don't think
John-
we have enough submergence in the standard toilet water.
What I believe the true bullies would do, they wouldn't use water. They would just piss and shit in the toilet first.
Yeah, so we had this in the draft of most disrespectful things in this in the last bracket, and we what was the final verdict on it? It was getting swirled and then immediately atomic wedgied and hung on a hook.
Raised up a flagpole by your
raised up a
underwear.
flagpole was one of the most disrespectful things. But either way, glasses moving on. Next up, we have the number 8 seed. This was, I think, on all of our lists at some point. Being vegan / gluten free, so essentially intentionally limiting your diet, or even though you don't have any allergies, basically, and that is going up against the number 9 seed, standing. Standing, like where you essentially worship us. For those that don't know, you essentially like worship a celebrity, a group, whatever, to the point where like you would defend them if they said they wanted to like murder all people in a certain race or something. Like that is how psychopathic these people are. Like with as far as defending their people, and they will go to jail for these celebrities. It's nuts. So we'll start out with you this time, Coley. Standing or being vegan / gluten free?
So you're picking, you saying the non-allergy part reminded me that I forgot to submit a list entirely. And the only thing that really came to my mind was having a peanut allergy.
I had that on my list.
Yes.
I don't know if that made it, but that to me is as embarrassing as it gets.
Okay, so I will say in the Cheah game, there is food allergies.
Okay.
So I can, if you guys don't want,
No, we'll wait till that. I'm sorry I brought it up, but
okay.
Just because you said it, that's why it was on my mind. The vast majority of the NBA is vegan, and they're all extremely cool. So I'm going to go standing by default.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the NBA is vegan.
Has been for a while, yeah.
Why? Health reasons.
It's similar to like Brady's line of thought. Like it helps. Like they're playing like 3-4 nights a week. Yeah, pliability. It helps with reducing like swelling and shit like that. So it helps with recovery.
What do they eat?
It makes sense, dude. That's some crazy shit that people don't tell you, or they tell you repeatedly, but you don't listen. When you get older, and like the food you eat affects how you like move, dude. Like if I'm eating unhealthy, I feel it in just getting out of a chair.
Oh yeah,
that's insane.
Mm-hmm. I had so I had my birthday dinner earlier, and I had a big ass fucking porterhouse for 2.
I am today.
Yeah, literally today.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, KenJac.
It was not to. Well, I guess
Very Michael Scott.
I got happy birthday.
I got a porterhouse for 2
Friday
with my
Friday's
girlfriend.
mine.
Another brag. No one is listening to me. Sorry. And I ate the fuck out of that thing, and I'm sweating. I am fucking drowsy. I feel like ass right now. It is.
Well, like, I've known about those ones for a while. Like you kind of get the meat sweats, the joint swelling. That's a newish one to me.
Yeah.
The heartburn. I've known about the heartburn since I was fucking 15. That's easy.
That's easy to fix. Okay, so standing as one, Cheah, what do you pick? Standing or being vegan / gluten free?
Yeah, I think being vegan and gluten free is like I agree with Coley. Like it's kind of cool. Like all these special diet. It's annoying if you're going out to like eat or something with a big party and they have to accommodate or like can't go to certain restaurants. But I feel like now in 2022, like almost every place has an alternative option where you can still go to, maybe not a steakhouse necessarily, but like almost any other option, any other place is going to have like a gluten free option. So I don't think that that's a big deal at all. So by default, I'm going to have to say standing is worse. What's like a good example of like a stand that?
Do you remember when we had you tweet #BTS sucks because we?
Yeah, that wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, that didn't end up as bad as we thought. But the whole idea is because BTS stands are like the craziest fans on the internet. Like they will literally like dox your entire existence if they think you've slighted BTS. So like they're very crazy.
Okay,
very very crazy. Not just BTS stands, but everywhere stands.
Okay, yeah.
A stand is like someone that would like. If there was like a someone they liked a lot, they would like eat the same food that they eat and like follow the same regimen that they do.
Yeah,
whatever. Like, tea and like
very weird.
Yeah,
yeah. Very very strange. Only weirdo would do that. Okay, so that's another one for standing fights.
I think it's standing, no doubt. I'm not on the same level of it's cool to be vegan as the other two. I don't think it's uncool. I think we gave vegans a bad rep. throughout life, because I've never met someone who was like overtly vegan and annoyingly vegan about it. I think that was kind of like a trope joke for a long fucking time. Like,
I think it's LA culture. I think it's a different coast thing. I don't think it's an East Coast thing. I think in LA, like they're super annoying about it. That's
probably true. Okay, I can see that. But I feel like we like the jokes more over here, and we don't even know those.
Well, it's kind of framed in like anti-American, like anti-red-blooded American thing. So yeah, people in the Northeast would for sure eat that shit up.
Yeah. So I don't think it's impossible. I'm not saying it's incredibly cool. I don't really give a shit one way or another. Vegans never bothered me. Stans ruin my life every day, and they ruin it by liking like they like the same thing I like, and I'm just like, well, fuck, you've made this uncool. Like, I actually might have Stans go all the way for me on this bracket because they ruin the things that I like by making
Swifties.
It cool to me.
Swifties are, I'm sure, at the top of the list for you, right?
Swifties are up there, but I'm a Swiftie stan. You know, I definitely act like a stan occasionally. I hope I do it in a sense that makes it clear enough that it's a joke. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I imagine, but like the real fucking stans, the people who freak out and just like. Dude, like I had a friend in college who was a fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers stan before fucking the phrase stan ever existed. Haven't listened to a song since. I loved the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Won't even pretend to put on an Anthony Kiedis track ever again. And I liked them just fine. There's plenty of things in life that stans have ruined for me, and it sucks. So they've made it uncool. The definition of this bracket.
One that happened to me with, I think, and it became a barrier of entry, was Rick and Morty. Like, Rick and Morty I still haven't watched because the stan culture of it was so, like, overtly uncool that I was just like, I know it's a good show. I just can't watch it right now because it's like a mental block on it. Jay, I think we're having your annual heater go off moment. Is that it?
Yeah. Sorry. Yep.
All right. We're 3-0 for standing. It's really kind of bi-monthly now. Something like that. Eddie, what would you pick, standing or being gluten-free / vegan?
I kind of feel like we're glossing over vegan a little much. I do, because it's like, if you had a work buddy and you're like, hey, you introduce them to your friends and they're like, all right, nice, like we're all going to a steakhouse. It's like, oh no, I'm vegan, like we can't go there. Like all your buddies would be like, who the fuck's this guy?
This is a big Chicago problem.
But they would. It's true. Okay. It might be
you're right. You're right. That's a good example. It's a good example.
Like, what? Like, what's this dude? Get a load of this fucking loser. You know what I mean? But like, then again, if you've unironically or not in jest said king or queen on someone's picture, you're a fucking loser. It's just that simple.
Those are two great examples, Ed. Examples.
Yeah, I almost think the vegan, since it's like such a choice, like it doesn't feel like having glasses isn't a choice. The people who are born allergic to bread and gluten, like they're losers. I know people who have that affliction, losers. I like them, but loser.
But by the way, I have one friend who's gluten free, and I have stumbled upon a few snacks through her. Pretty primo stuff. Okay, they got because you like a snack like an Oreo, like gluten-free Oreos, better than regular Oreos.
Oh, wow.
Oreos are also vegan, by the way.
That's what they are. I was going to say, I thought they were.
Yeah.
Did you see that on Selling Sunset?
No. I dated someone who's vegan for a while, and she just went through hella Oreos, like an insane amount of Oreos.
But you like with a snack like an Oreo, you like a good crispness to it. Gluten-free, the stuff's a little more stale feeling. And that's how I like my Oreos. Maybe not everyone likes them that way. I don't like my Oreos soft. I like a pop. I like a snap to them.
That's all right. That's two different strokes. I get it. All right. So standings to move on. But Rudy, what would you have picked?
I would have picked standing strictly because vegans, though I do look down upon them, they don't affect my life. You know, there's not really anything that is happening to me. If anything, there's just more meat for us. So it doesn't really affect me at all. Stands, on the other hand, if you say hypothetically you're going home with like someone you want to be with, and they have like a Taylor Swift,
like a girl,
I didn't want to like be like I wanted to be open to everybody,
inclusive,
I want to be inclusive. But if they hypothetically have like Taylor Swift shit everywhere, that is a scary fucking feeling, and you realize that this probably isn't going to work out because It's
By
just
the way,
a
I'm wearing
character
Taylor
flaw.
Swift socks right now.
And let's be
John's
honest,
okay. John's okay because he's cosplaying as a Stan. Like anything like real Stans, I would hate John because he's in a weird way doing something that's even way more rude. Like he's kind of making fun of him from the inside.
He's like Stan coded, basically.
Right, exactly. He's like a double agent. But yeah, no, Stans are terrifying individuals, and they also wreak havoc on the earth.
Yes.
Like wreak havoc, like Beehive.
Do you remember the Doug stand, the one for Lady Gaga, who was like in his
Little Monsters. Yeah, that's her stance.
Yeah,
crazy.
Little Monsters, Bars,
Navy.
Yes.
Those celebrities with those toxic fan bases get such a pass. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's nuts.
I remember we were a little old blog, and we'd be like, there'd be like fucking national fucking articles written about us. Meanwhile, Beyonce's fans are ruining lives.
Yeah,
Like,
like doxing people. I thought that like one of these years, like the FBI was going to release a list of the most like dangerous entities, and it would be like the Mujahideen and then like the Beehive. Like those are like the most dangerous people to cross paths with on the internet.
If they added like the BTS army into like domestic terror, well, it wouldn't be a domestic terrorist. If they entered the Beehive into the domestic terrorist group, it would have been amazing.
BTS is international, my brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they're crazy international. The most popular band on earth. It's just insane.
There's no corner of the internet they can't touch.
Exactly, and they will dox your entire life if you make fun of anything about them.
What does BTS stand for?
I honestly have no clue.
behind the scenes.
Well, that's for that band.
For the band. I mean,
I actually don't know.
I have no clue. Tommy, what would you have picked?
I'm disappointed how this vote went. I would have went vegans and gluten-free easy. I really hate vegans and gluten-free people. Because like Eddie sort of said, vegans, like it's a choice where like you're inconveniencing sometimes. Like you shouldn't make other people inconvenienced because of something you choose. It's not like a disease that they can't eat meat and plants and shit. Like if you're having someone over who's a vegan and they're like, oh, you can't make that, I can't eat it. Fuck you. Yes, you can. You can eat that. You choosing not to. And their reason they're choosing it to is because they maybe care about the environment and animals. That's not cool. Caring about the environment and earth, that's as not cool as it gets. So that and gluten-free people, I hate.
That is a good example, Tommy. Caring about the environment is kind of lame.
It's so lame. Being like hugging trees and stuff. Ugh.
Exxon Tommy, I love that.
Yeah, no, I've always said I like to burn this ozone up.
There is also the argument with the vegan thing too is like if they were inconveniencing a single meal, it's like, well, look, this one's already dead, so why don't we just eat this one and we won't do it anymore after that?
You're not making a difference.
It is not inconvenienced any cattle farmer, any pig farmer. It is at all.
Isn't there data that shows like if we all went vegan, that would actually be worse for the earth because of how much vegetation that would require?
Yeah,
I'm sure there's data for everything. That's why I just don't have opinions anymore. Someone's gonna have an argument against it. I'm like, well, fucking fine then. I don't fucking know. How about that? How about I just keep living and you leave me alone? Okay?
Data also.
Gluten-free people are even worse. I in a video with Hannah, I called her weak and pathetic for being gluten-free, and the gluten-free community came for my neck. They tried to cancel me. They were like, "Oh, my 4-year-old son can't eat gluten. You think he's weak and pathetic?" Yeah, I do.
He's got glasses, that nerd.
So I really hate both those groups of people, but whatever.
Imagine like that's how I feel like bullying may have changed. Like they're not doing atomic wedges and sorority anymore. Like you shove a piece of bread down a gluten-free kid's throat. Like that's some serious. You could be that bullying now. That'd be even worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so standing is going to move on, but now we have the 1 seed versus 16 seed. The 16 seed, we have to do the Cheah in game. Cheah actually had pretty good picks this time, so like it's mostly just other random ones that just didn't make the cut. So we're just going to pick amongst them to be our 16 seed. The number 1 would be declining drugs. Pretty uncool.
Super uncool.
Going on Reddit, collecting things, wearing a seatbelt, playing an instrument, but the bad ones, not like guitar and drums. I'm talking like the tuba.
Like, these weren't all my suggestions.
No, that's what I'm saying. I already said that. These are not all yours. And these are some of Tommy's ones specifically. Always carrying 3 tissues in your left pocket. What does that mean?
I do that every time I leave the house. I have 3 tissues in my left pocket just in case my nose runs.
At that point, you should just get.
It actually makes doing laundry a nightmare. It happened tonight. I to take the tissues out of my pocket, and I get the tissues all over my laundry. It's brutal. But I'm always prepared.
Carrying Tylenol and Pepsid for a night out.
That was me as well. In case I get a headache.
Dude,
or
that's living. That's
Dude,
smart stuff.
That's fucking metal, dude.
Yeah. I think that's very cool.
That's saying I know I'm gonna do some shit tonight that's gonna fuck me up. I just have the medicine for it.
Yeah, it's like being like, dude, I'm gonna shit my pants, but I'm fucking gonna
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna fuck some pussy. So
I'm coming with at least I'm coming like strapped.
Yeah. So this is the one where you kind of lost me a little bit. And it was drinking beer with a straw.
Yeah, I've never done that, but it just definitely wouldn't be cool.
I don't think anyone's ever done it. Like I don't think I can pick it as uncool because I think it happens.
Hold on. What if it's like one of those straws that is also
a crazy
black?
straw?
Like, it goes all the way and then into your mouth. That would be
then
sick.
that's really cool.
Yeah, but with beer, I guess still.
I think honestly, this just comes. You know, Chaminade, KenJac, you're from Long
Yeah,
Island.
of course.
Like I remember in like elementary school or middle school, when it was like you found out a kid was going to Chaminade. I just remember people being like, "Oh, they take bubble baths and like drink beers out of straws." So I think I'm just
because there's an all guys school. That's
bubble bath is a weird chirp.
Yeah.
Chaminade boys take bubble baths.
Luxuriously.
Yeah, I like bubble bath. So that is a weak one.
If I could fit in a tub, I would take bubble bath.
Me too. My fucking tubs in this stupid ass city are like 4 feet long. It's ass. Next we have wearing a polo, which I know would get many people on the foreplay Reddit very mad. Then we have wearing a shirt into the pool, which is very uncool. No. I know because I've been there. But it's one of those things. Like I am more likely to stop and point out a fat guy wearing a shirt into the pool than I am to point out just literally a fat guy in a pool wearing a shirt. Yeah. Significantly more likely. Next there is food allergies, which we talked about before. And then lastly, we have walking in on your girlfriend getting fucked by your best friend, and then he forgets your name, which was the winner of our last bracket, which is one of the worst things and the most uncool things that can happen to you. So Coley, let's start with you. Got a whole bunch of options here. I know declining drugs, wearing a seatbelt, collecting things, playing a bad
question. Declining drugs is the 1 seed or it's in the 16?
No, it's in the chain. This is all the chain. So it is all playing options. Yeah.
A few years ago, I may have picked declining drugs, but man, oh man, do they really keep jamming that fentanyl and everything these days?
That's very true.
I don't think declining them's as uncool as it once was. If you don't know the manufacturer, a peanut allergy specifically is so painfully. Anyone who grew up, especially if you had like a '90s peanut allergy, if you've got one today, like I get it. If you had a peanut allergy, then you are definitely in jail or dead. Like you did not last. Like you're the weakest people alive have peanut allergies. So
why would you go to jail?
It's a mental thing.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows, Rudy? I don't know what these people think. I don't know what they do. I don't know how they survive. Like there's nuts everywhere. I dare you. I defy you to pick up any boxed food in your home right now or packaged food. It will say it was processed in a factory that once had a nut near it, because that's how much these fucking people complain.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I die sometimes and all that dumb, uncool stuff. So that's one for food allergies, Cheah.
As a guy who's like not super cool, and I'm 36 right now, in the past, 15 or so years, I've had a couple nights out where people have offered me drugs and it feels awesome. And then I immediately have to let them down and be like, sorry. Yeah, I don't partake in that. And I don't mean to be condescending, but it just is the worst feeling. So I would say that I remember almost all of them in exact detail. Definitely an extreme high followed by a very extreme low.
I think declining drugs actually can be cool. I don't think Steven really pulled it off quite successfully. Yeah. But I think declining drugs can be like, you'd be like, oh shit, like he kind of does it. Like if you like, I think much like the glasses and the shirt tucking in, I think if things that are so uncool can be done exceptionally coolly. We're like, oh fuck, like being sober, not cool. But there are very cool sober people who you're like, oh fuck, he's the man. He doesn't even need to drink out. He doesn't even need to do drugs to be out.
If you drop like a not anymore, like
Damn,
Everyone,
behind you.
Cheah, I was gonna say this. This is the number one hack. Here's what you do next time. Next time you get offered drugs, just say you're already rolling, so you can't do any more drugs. That
I just say I
His
say I
pupils
have
are
high blood pressure.
I've done that, and it actually works.
I'm sure.
yeah, you can pull it off. Stephen Cheah can't. I can't. We can't.
No one's gonna believe any of us saying that.
Dude, that would be dude. If I offered Steve
Already rolling, brother.
You'd be like, dude, I'm not already rolling. Like that would work, dude. I'm telling you, you gotta try it.
Like 40% of this crew, I think, are built-in responses. I just say I have high blood pressure and no one bothers me. I'm like, I just don't want to.
That's not cool. That's not cool at all.
I just don't want to die. And
What would
I feel like
happen,
that-
Rudy? What would happen to you? People would go, "That's sick." What would happen to Steven is they'd be like, "Oh man, can I get what you have?" And then he
Yeah.
he doesn't have the next move.
True.
would
So they'd
handle
be like,
his
or they'd be like, dude, like this guy like said he was rolling. There's just no way. This guy's like a cop, right? Like
He gets the shit beat out of him.
Everyone leaves the party. He empties out the place. Declining drug. All right. So, Fights, what would you pick?
Can you give me a list one more time? Sorry.
So, declining drugs, going on Reddit, collecting things, wearing a seatbelt, playing a bad instrument, wearing a polo, wearing a shirt into the pool, food allergies, and walking in on your girlfriend getting fucked by your best friend and he forgets your name.
See, a lot of these are kind of the argument I was making there before, where it's like it's kind of cool. Like polos are cool again. Like they're like not a standard. If we're talking a polo with a horse on it, not cool.
Yeah.
But a polo style shirt, those are fucking cool again. Reddit caught a stray there. I go on. If we're talking Stan Reddit and you're going on subreddits, that's uncool. But I love fucking wasting time on the front page of Reddit. So I'm gonna go with like I just said. I think turning down drugs actually can be cool. So I'm gonna go with the food allergies. I think the food allergies are exceptionally lame. And honestly, I don't really have to say anything more than that. That's just what it is.
It is very
That's 2
lame.
+ 2 is 4.
Eddie?
I'm actually going to go with playing a weird instrument, and it's not so much
That's a good one too.
It's not so much the act of actually playing the instrument, but transporting it is a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Like there are so many people who took the long way just because they didn't want to be caught with their fucking tuba in front of a girl. You know, that's just a fact. And you know, there's nobody did a cool conversation with the big fucking honking tuba and you know the little case. So it's just tough to look cool with that, even though the actual act's not that bad, but everything that comes along with it, maybe not.
That's a great. You ever seen like someone lugging around their cello to class and shit like that?
Let me tell you something.
Those got swirlies.
Young KenJac played the bass, like the big ass bass, and it was
The upright?
yes, it was the worst thing in the world to carry around, and I hated it, and then I sucked at it. So
Did you ever have not like you don't want people to see you?
No, you physically couldn't transport it to you had to get a separate base for your house. Like you didn't have to bring it back and forth.
that's
the
nice.
school issued you another one because you're only like 90 pounds and then you can't bring the base back and forth. The fucking base weighed more than me. But I did not like anyone knowing that I played it after like a year. So that's one for playing a weird instrument. Rudy.
I'm gonna go with Reddit actually, strictly because I was thinking about like if you took all of these and you put it into like what are you doing scenario. So like you walk in on someone playing a weird ass instrument, they're like, what am I doing? You're like, oh, I'm playing the clarinet, and it's like, okay, I can see how you can explain why this is cool. Or you're wearing a t-shirt in the pool. It's like, well, I'm fat, and it's like, well, you know what, that makes sense. Whereas like you're like in any situation being like, I'm on Reddit, like. That's not cool. Like in no way is that cool in any circumstance. Like even though I love Reddit, saying you're on Reddit to someone when they ask what you're doing is pretty painful.
Bro, I'm on the front page of Reddit right now. Top story: Baldwin's reaction being told the cinematographer Hutchins has died as being shot by a gun he was holding on the set of Rust.
Dude, I saw that on TikTok. I saw that on TikTok. Okay.
So yeah, TikTok's fucking lame, bro. Reddit's sick.
Dude. No,
Reddit-
you walk by me on the street. I'm smoking a cigarette. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm on fucking TikTok, dude. That is way better than Reddit.
Dude, TikTok,
I know I can beat you up. That's
Reddit,
Yes.
TikTok is just fucking. I don't know. I honestly have been on TikTok like twice in my life, but in my mind, TikTok is just teenagers dancing. Reddit is the perfect blend of popular stuff and the toxicity of old school internet. It's fucking nice. It's fun stuff.
I disagree.
Reddit and Twitter are Pepsi and Coke. I don't know which is which, but they're giving you the same sucrose.
People steal stuff from each side of that. Yeah, like people will post like stuff they found on Reddit on Twitter. People post stuff on Twitter they found on Reddit, like whatever. It's like you're saying, it's like a binary sun, more or less.
Yeah, but Twitter, like you're following people. Reddit, you're following like a topic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Listen, I love Reddit. I think the quality of Reddit is fantastic. I'm just saying the actual act of saying I'm on Reddit, sinks you.
There's nothing you could say to the person. Like you can't be like, I'm reading a really cool thread on Reddit. Like it's just nothing.
Yeah,
it's done.
I'm picturing.
No, OP made a great point.
I'm
I don't
picturing
spend so much
someone.
time on the threads. I kind of just scroll mindlessly, but I see what you're saying.
I'm picturing someone like either on a computer or cowering in a corner because someone had a peanut butter and jelly in the other room. Like, you tell me which is worse.
Tommy, what do you pick?
I'm going food allergy. I had like that as one of my top choices. I think like Louis C.K. he's got the great joke where it's like, of course we should protect people with peanuts, but maybe if touching a peanut can kill you, deserve to die. Like that's
Shouldn't be
a
allowed.
great point. Like, there were no cool kids that like you can close your eyes and picture the kids in high school that had a peanut allergy and they weren't like the star quarterbacks. Like, exactly who they were. So I'll advance food allergy.
I actually don't think I ever knew someone with like a food allergy like that.
One of my best friends, my roommate right now, my non-spider roommate, is allergic to walnuts. And one day we in middle school we brought in a bunch of, they weren't actually walnuts, but we told them they were walnuts and then we threw them at them.
That's some classic fun right there.
That's just classic.
You definitely felt so uncool in that moment. My God. Well, food allergy is going to move on, but it's going up against I think a real buzzsaw in our number 1 seed, and it's tattletaling. Tattletaling, you are instantly branded as uncool for life if you tattle on someone. So I feel like it's a very deserving 1 seed. Tommy, we'll start off with you. Food allergies or tattletaling?
Yeah, I'm gonna go tattletaling. I feel like maybe people might look at my general rat disposition and assume I'm a tattletale, but I'm not. I actually, this is like you remember like great lessons your parents taught you or something. Like for whatever reason, this one really sticks out from my dad. Where I was in like first grade lunch, and this kid like jumped across the table, or he did something, was like laying on the table. And for some reason, I just like told my teacher. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, Brendan like jumped on the table, like tattletale move, rat move. And then like that night, I was talking to my dad about school, and I was like, yeah, like I told on Brendan. How cool is that? And my dad was like, never tattletale. He's like, never do that again. Like nobody likes that guy. I was like, all right, great point. Never tattletaled another day in my life.
Mr. Scabelli was eating his fucking pasta and meatballs.
Yep.
Like, we don't rat in this family. We don't fucking rat.
Yeah, we don't rat. I was like, all right, great point. And yeah, I don't tattletale. Like if somebody, for as non-trustworthy as people may think I am, if somebody tells me something, it's like, really don't tell anyone, I genuinely won't. Like I pride myself on being trustworthy in that regard, where it's like, if you give me confidential information, I just love knowing that information so much that I'll keep it to myself. Like I don't get off on telling people. I get off on knowing the information for myself. And the less people that know it, the more important I feel. Tattletaling does the exact opposite of that. So I'll go tattletale.
That's a great explanation, Rudy.
Yeah, Tommy, that was actually very poetic and succinct. I totally agree with you. Yeah, tattletaling is obviously like way less cool. What was even the other one?
Food allergies.
Food allergies.
Oh yeah, definitely tattletaling. There's just one thing I hate, bro. It's a snitch. You know what I mean?
So everyone knows about Rudy.
Yeah, shit. I always be saying that time. Yeah. So yeah, snitches, bro.
Eddie.
I don't, call me crazy, but I don't think tattletaling is like all that prevalent. Like I think it's a lesson you learn as a kid, and then like people just kind of stop. Like there might be some people that keep doing it, but everyone learns at one point, like, hey, that's not cool to do, and then it just kind of dies down. So it's definitely not cool, but I don't know. But then again, like I don't think peanut allergies are that prevalent either. But they're
Buddy, it's printed on every food label in your home right now.
I think
It
I
is-
might
it is-
Not a minority, the food allergies.
Yeah.
It is pathetic to be killed by a walnut.
Yeah.
So sad. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? Grow up.
Yeah, dude, I'm taking 16C. You ruin PB&J's. Fuck you.
It's really that simple. It's really that simple.
You make the good people at Uncrustables job even a little bit harder. You're a fucking
Fuck
scumbag.
you. Don't sit in the fucking weird room.
And I guess I don't know if you'd clarify this as tattletaling, but it would be acceptable to be like, yeah, fucking like Craig broke out in hives from eating a peanut, like going to tell everyone. That would be cool. That would be funny.
He's
to, like,
Craig's
tell-
life, his wimpy life.
Yeah, to tell people about his peanut allergy. I don't know if I'd consider that tattletaling.
No, I think no, but there is
not.
there is tattletaling amongst like friends. So like if one of your friends talk shit about another friend and you go and tattle on them that they talk shit about them, yeah, that's tattletaling.
That's,
Or, like,
I
there's-
feel like that's more gossiping, and yeah, that is fucking super uncool.
But it is also tattletaling. Like I feel like you are literally you're not reporting to an authority, but you are getting them in trouble basically, more or
Yeah.
less by tattling on them. And you could same thing in the workplace. Like you go over someone's head to a boss about an issue.
Yeah, I guess it's just you don't really use that word past
Yeah.
a certain age. So that's why it's the connotation is just in my brain that way. So that's why I'm going 16. Go eat in the library. That's all I got. But yeah.
Fights.
I think I'm kind of where it comes down to what the definition of tattletaling is too, because like I'm thinking about like I got in a fight one time when I was like in like I got in a fight with an adult with a referee in hockey because like I got slashed and I slashed him back and he's like, you're both going, and like I was probably like a squirt, and I was like what are you talking about? He hit me first, and they were like, that's not an excuse. And I was like, it's absolutely an excuse. That's a fucking excuse. That's a fair excuse. I wouldn't have hit him if he didn't hit me. It shouldn't be matching penalties. And it was that tattletaling being like, yo, they started it. Like, because if they started it's tattletaling, then tattletaling fucking fine in my book.
My biggest thing with tattletaling / snitching is like if it happens to you, it's not the same as if you just like saw something you weren't involved in at all. And
That's
then
what I'm saying.
decided-
Yes.
Right. If you
Correct.
like, if you see someone like stealing bread and you're like, sir, stop that thief. Like you're an asshole. You should be killed on the spot. If you've truly been wronged in some way, like, yeah, speak up for you. That's speaking up for yourself.
Yeah. I'm with you 100%, Coley. I think that I will snitch. That's what I'm saying. I'll fucking snitch. If it comes down to me or you, it's fucking you every time, baby.
Yes, but I feel like with tattletaling, it's like you are not in any sort of like you're not in the crosshairs here.
Right.
Like you're
Tommy
doing something
said
out of your way.
Some guy was just jumping on a table. Like that
Yeah.
didn't affect Tommy at all. Tommy,
No, that was just an ultimate tattletale classic move.
That's like kind of like the you didn't assign homework type shit. Where it's like, well, dude, why don't you just fucking let life happen? Why are you bringing this up right now?
Yeah, why don't you kill yourself?
I used it to.
In that case, I'm gonna go with fucking
peanut allergy.
man. I don't know, because fucking speaking up when something doesn't concern you is fucking bullshit, and that's what tattletaling is. So tattletaling.
One more tattletaling. I did use tattletale to a brutal effect, and I think it was in like first grade. This kid, he kissed my hand, and I hit him with my backpack and hurt him severely. And he told on me, and I got in big trouble. And then for the rest of the year, I like whenever he would try to talk to me, I'd say, "Get out of my face, tattletale, tattletale, tattletale." Like I would call it to him to his face nonstop, and I think it may have caused long-standing psychological damage. I don't know. And it was essentially like it was maybe a little bit my fault for walloping him with a backpack, but I don't know. But
Shouldn't have kissed your fucking hands.
yeah, that's what I said. That's literally what I said to the teacher. I was like, "You shouldn't have kissed my hand. Shouldn't have pinched me, Chip," as the meme goes. All right. So who's up? Who do we got up next? Cheah.
I'm sure this group can answer this. What is the difference between snitching and dry snitching? Are they the same thing?
No.
I don't fucking know,
Steve,
Steve.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm interested in the answer as well.
Okay.
I've
Dry
never heard
snitching.
that.
I think,
Indirectly telling secrets or offenses.
No, it's when you do it like indirectly. It's like you snitch, but in a way where it can't be tracked back to you. So like a very like easy way for it to do it would be like if you snitch on someone by walking near the person you're trying to snitch on and then like talking really loudly. Like you're not talking to the person,
that
So it's like
I thought it was more
anonymously
bringing
snitching.
it up unprovoked, like you didn't even know you were doing it.
yeah, but no, it's like pretending that it's like covering up your snitch. That's like dry snitching, or like it's like kind of like accidental. So it's like
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you brought it up like you didn't even realize you were doing it.
Yeah, it's like accidental. Sort of.
Another thing that I think should count under tattletaling is snitch tagging. Snitch tagging, one of the worst things you can do. You are an ultimate coward and a piece of shit and should be killed on the spot if you snitch tag on Twitter.
What is that?
So that's like, let's say let's say you tweet Anthony Lynn sucks balls and like someone tags Anthony Lynn. Like that's
that's the most fucked up shit. And when people are like, oh, why don't you at them? Dude, if you're ever talking shit about me, do not at me. I don't need to fucking read it. Like, just don't, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Cheah. So what do you got?
It's gonna hurt my feelings and make me stay up later than I need to.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be peanut allergy. Like if you give me take it, the only potential combat I could think of is like Bruce Lee was allergic to peanuts, but isn't that how he died? Maybe I'm mixing that up.
Very famously shot.
No, that's Bruce Lee's son was shot.
Oh, wow. I apologize, Stephen.
Yeah, no, he had a baby took him out.
No, it was big time bullet for Brandon Lee, R.I.P. The Crow, great movie. So peanut allergy, Coley.
Yep.
Can tie it up.
I mean, I've been banging hard for peanut allergy. It's not a question. Like, what do we do? And like, it's kind of what we were talking about with the jokes about vegans, but like, it's actually, it's kind of like how Republicans have rebranded consequences as canceling. Like, peanut people have rebranded like the whole, oh, look who's annoying thing to vegans. Like it's really been the peanut people this whole time. They've made life more difficult. Like, get your fucking EpiPen and shut the fuck up.
That is sneaky cool though. The thing about a peanut allergy is you get a shot of adrenaline. I think the shot of adrenaline is extremely cool, to be fair to the peanut people. Like
needing like a crutch to stay alive. Uncool.
Wait,
it's also like
adrenaline?
Yeah, it's epinephrine, right? Isn't that epi? The epi's epinephrine, which is adrenaline.
Couldn't tell you. Not a dweeb.
Do we have the medical school KenJac here?
No, I think it's just the name of the thing. It's epinephrine.
Yeah, I know what Narcan is, not epinephrine.
It's because you're cool. See, although Pulp Fiction, he jams the fucking adrenaline in the guy's heart and see it brings him back to life. Very cool.
Not from a peanut allergy.
No, but I'm saying like that's the same sort of deal that the adrenaline or the allergy people have. EpiPens are adrenaline. Gooch confirmed.
Are those just available to the public? Like, can we just get one of those? Like, if I just wanted to get like,
I think it's super expensive because we have a bad system.
Yeah, we have bad healthcare, so it's overly expensive for us, unfortunately. Okay, so I have to now advance.
Wait, Steven, were you about to like do epinephrine, but you won't do drugs?
Wait, it's a drug, or I guess it was be in that category.
Yeah, we have stuff that's much more easily attainable that gets you souped up for the night. Yeah, that's what you're looking for.
Dude, I want to see you off of epinephrine.
I wonder what would happen.
I think your heart explodes if you don't need it.
I have no idea what it does.
Well, now we're all excited.
I just assumed that it was
Cheah would do an 8-round mock draft.
He's predicting UDFAs. He's like, this guy at Marshall is going to sign with the Giants.
All right, so it's going to come down to me on the vote. I think whichever one wins this is going to the conference finals because they're definitely going to beat Standing. And I think I will pick food allergies because I think it's both funnier and more uncool. Although tattletaling is extremely uncool. So the 16 seed always wins, which that's the theme of the bracket.
Someone eats a peanut butter and jelly, and like it's the gasping for life that's really embarrassing. Like they've just been Tyson knocked out.
Dude, just let me die, man. Like just do it fast. I don't want to be there. Like that should be on those getting the wind knocked out of you. That shit was so uncool. You thought you were dying. You were 6 years old. You thought your life was over because you fell out of a tree. Terrible.
Fuck, that is a really good one. All right. Well, before we move on to the other side of the bracket, let's hear really quick from 3Chi. Let's stop for a second and talk about 3Chi. 3Chi is Delta. You know what 3Chi is. We talk about it literally all the time, but I'll spit it out again anyway. It's Delta 8. It's federally legal version of THC and a more functional alternative to marijuana. They have a very wide variety of delicious edibles, vapes, drink enhancers, tinctures, and more. Gives you this really, really good buzz with the body feel that gives you that clear head so you don't get the anxiety. The edibles, like I mentioned before, they're awesome. I always mention that the one I like the most, they have this one. It's like a kind of like a Fruity Pebble, sort of like what do you call it? Rice Krispie treat sort of thing. Delicious, so good. And like in the copy I said before, like a really good body feel. It's a functional alternative to marijuana, so it's not like CBD stuff or whatever, where it's like a very light little punch. It's like a legit psychoactive. So you can skip the dispensary and get THC delivered right to your door. Get 5% off Delta 8, HHC, THCV, and more from 3Chi. 3Chi's Delta 8, don't forget, federally legal version of THC and a more functional alternative for marijuana. And exclusive for Barstool listeners, if you visit 3chi.com, that's 3chi.com, and use promo code STOOL5, you can take 5% off and get a free Canna Fan flag sticker. Don't forget, get 5% off all products at 3chi.com plus a free Canna Fan flag sticker with promo code STOOL5. Thank you to 3Chi. All right, now we have on the east side of our bracket the number 6 versus the number 11. The number 6 seed is bragging about sex past a certain age for sure, but bragging about sex is something that is immediately branded as very uncool. And then the number 11 is adult autograph hunters. So if you're hunting autographs and you're over the age of 18, you're one of the most uncool human beings alive. Like you're pushing little kids out of the way to get an autograph from I don't know, baseball player or whatever. Like you're extremely uncool. We will start out with you, Coley, getting something signed or being an autograph hunter as an adult or bragging about sex.
Yeah, I think there's a clear difference between getting something signed and being an adult autograph.
Okay, being an adult autograph hunter. Yeah, let's be
that is for someone who worked the front gate at Fenway, specifically post game. These people are the absolute worst humans who are alive currently. There's no close second. These people stink. This might win for me. If I were filling out my own bracket, I would have them in the finals, walloping everyone who came in contact with them. These people are the worst.
All right, Cheah.
I feel like bragging about sex is very cool.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, I mean, you guys may not know this, but I've had sex with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different women in my lifetime. Not to brag.
That sounded so uncool. That was remarkably uncool.
When the guy's got a point, he's got a point.
So, pretty good. Got my dick wet several times.
Oh, God!
Yes,
Holy, I was gonna be with you. I gotta flip.
This is Stephen Cheah. This is the Stephen Cheah experience. The second you give him an inch, he fucking takes a mile.
Keep going. What else?
So I mean that's it. I just gave my whole list. So it's not a very long list, but it was in a list that's very important to me. So yeah, I think that's very cool because you just had sex. You could talk about it. You can make your friends feel bad who weren't just having sex.
Are you finishing and then picking up your phone?
Not now, but I mean back in the day, very shortly after.
Yeah. After his post-coitus cigarette, Cheah pulls out his phone to text his buddies.
But what was the other option? I mean, it's gonna win. Whatever the other option is.
Adult autograph hunters.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, they do it for the value, and I understand trading some type of thing, but you are inevitably competing with children, so that is not.
This does feel counterintuitive to your argument about athletes should be giving balls to adults versus children in football games.
Yeah,
I mean, fair. If an adult is you shouldn't get it over a kid, but it doesn't mean you can't give it to an adult. If there's an adult there, they absolutely deserve to have fun. If Mike Evans scores a touchdown and I'm right there in the end zone, yeah, I'm going to be celebrating like crazy because I love the sport. I love the team. And he just scored a touchdown. But I'm not going out and being like, oh my God, like, please sign this, sir. Like, I'm just like freaking out and he rewards me with a thing. I'm not saying like pass up giving it to a 5-year-old over me.
Okay, all right. I guess I don't really see the logic, but I'll ride with you on it. Feitelberg.
All right. Now, I think bragging about sex is one of the most uncool things you can do, as we just witnessed. And now I don't think that doesn't mean talking about sex. Like, you have a funny sex story, that's fucking awesome. But if you're like, dude, I was fucking this chick so fucking hard the other night, that is as uncool as it gets. Talking about
What
sex,
if she's got big titties?
talking about sex can be interesting. I've done it a time or two in my life, but like being like, yeah, I fucking fuck is as lame as it gets.
Mm-hmm. I feel like those people really exclusively say like she had a great rack.
Yeah,
like, that's their boob term of choice.
Like 2 Christmas hams in her fucking pants. I got
definitely not that.
A fucking desk. Blah blah blah. Fucking lame. But having said that, they are not nearly as lame as the autograph hunters. They are Coley's the biggest scumbags. I really didn't have any experience with them. Coley's had much more, as he mentioned. But I was a caddy for Nick Bonino at a pro-am, and in our foursome was I forget his name, Ken something, the guy from Dropkick Murphys, Ray Allen, and Nick Bonino. I forget the pro's name. He wasn't very good. And we had autograph hunters after us the whole time. And Bonino was just telling stories about like them like fighting children to get out of the way, and like how they would fight the athletes then if the athlete didn't have the right color pen, because it's got to be like something like it's got to be a marker in like the bottom right. It's got to be like a blue marker in the bottom right of the picture. And I think Bonino was a Penguin at the time, and he was talking about how Sidney Crosby would get off the bus with a red pen and be like, "All right, who wants an autograph?" And they'd all like run away. They're fucking, and they're all just fucking, they look like the epitome of a loser. So it's got to be them.
Fair enough. Eddie?
I think this is the hardest one yet. I really do. I think first off, I agree. The people that like, listen, there's some cases where you're like, hey, I just got to tell you, I got to brag here for a second. Like, this girl was way out of my league. And like, you know what I mean? I get that. But like, John, the people that are just super fucking filthy with it, you know, I see that girl where I had my tongue in her ass 6 hours. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those guys, like, fuck those guys. I agree. So I had a buddy who waited for autographs, and I like went with him for like a summer. Without a doubt, very uncool guys, but most of these guys are selling this shit. So there is an element to like, it's kind of a job sometimes. But I also think there's more self-awareness with them where they're like, they kind of know they're uncool. Those guys who like are talking about sex all the time, if you told them like, hey, dude, you're kind of a loser, they would have no idea. And they'd think you're crazy.
It's a good point.
That's a great point.
What? Like they think you're nuts. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to give them one vote. I'm going to take the guy who brags about sex.
That was a good argument. Rudy.
Yep.
Listen,
and he's made a lot of good arguments tonight. I'd like to point that out.
Yeah, he has. Usually, I would have 100% of the time said the guy who brags about sex. But for as much as Stephen Cheah ruined the tuck-in shirt community, he did the opposite for the talk about sex community. He 100% sold me. You swayed me, Stephen. And so I think that the autographs are way less cool now.
Tommy?
Yeah, I have a story that might make everything Stephen Cheah just said look cool in comparison. But after the first time I ever had sex, I was 18 and freshman year at college. At what? With a girl.
Okay.
And me and my friends, after I went back to like my friends and I played I Just Had Sex by the Lonely.
Oh no.
That's kind of funny.
You motherfucker.
For your first time as an 18-year-old, that's kind of funny.
That's how I celebrate.
It would be even funnier though if you were still doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had it since. But next time. But no, it's definitely. But like bragging about sex, as uncool as it is, like at least you did have sex, which is undeniably cool. Where I think adult autograph hunting is so like nothing drops off more in like enjoyment. I think from childhood to adult. Like when you're a kid, you get an autograph from like your favorite player. Like there's no better feeling. Like it's amazing. Like when if At 26, if like an athlete signed something for me, but I don't give a fuck. Like,
you know what it was? It's not age that changed it, or maybe it is a little bit, but I think it was a selfie that changed the game.
I was going to say I'd much rather have a picture with someone, but like Eddie said, if you're collecting autographs to sell them, that's fine. If you're collecting autographs just to stare at somebody's like scribbled pen for the rest of your life for no monetary value, that's the least cool thing in the world. So
that's why it's almost the opposite. Like, I get what you're saying. These people are going up to every player. Like, they have a binder, which I think we can all agree is as uncool as
very uncool.
They've got a 3-ring binder full of multiple, like, and I love my guy, multiple Christian Vasquez, like 8x10s. Like, and they can't, this is the other part that bothered me too. They had to ask most of the time, is that this guy? Like, they don't even know the fucking guys. They're asking for and then they're like, oh, it's for my kid. I just happen to have the whole fucking team and the road team here. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. These people are the worst.
Mm-hmm. See, so I was originally on, and by the way, the autograph hunters is going to move on. I was very much on the team of autograph hunters, but Eddie definitely swayed me to the bragging at sex person just because of the level of self-awareness to a degree. But also at the same time, like, maybe the autographs hunters aren't as uncool versus they are just scummy at some.
Right.
I wondered that at some point. Is it not uncool lameness? Is it just like scumbaggery?
Yeah, it's definitely close.
I was going to say anything about bragging about sex is scumbaggery to a degree.
Yeah, but I feel like when I hear a guy brag about sex, I don't think that they're like a scumbag. I just think like you're a fucking loser. Like I don't think like necessarily that they're like a horrid person or some shit like I would with an autograph hunter that punched a 6-year-old for a autograph of Christian Vasquez. Okay, so next up we have the number 3 seed versus the number 14 seed. The number 3 seed this is a brutal one. Messing up a dap, or also combined in this is the handshake fist bump like mix up, which is also extreme. That's under that same umbrella, which is brutally uncool. And that's going up against the number 14 seed, which is being pranked, being on the receiving end of a prank. So like the one that came to mind for me with that is when someone goes like, hey, you got something on your shoe, and then they flick up your nose. You are the most uncool human in the planet in that moment. So we'll start out with you, Tommy. What do you think's worse, being getting pranked or messing up a dap?
I mean, this is another personal one for me. No surprise. Eddie, when we did snake draft awkward situations a few weeks ago, this was one of them, messing up daps. I mess up daps so much. It's crazy. Anytime
voice cracking in your late 20s is tough too.
When you say the word awkward too, during the word awkward.
That was a tough moment all around. But anytime I meet, like doing a Yankee interview, it's just a tough moment. I never know. I mean, there should just be a more standard greeting, because are you going to go in for the hug? Are you going to release after this? Do you go dap? So I fuck that up all the time. I always look really not cool. Getting pranked, if I get to be on a Practical Jokers, that'd be the moment of my life. So I don't see what's not cool about that. I think that would be quite awesome. So I'm going to go easily messing up a dap.
All right, Rudy.
This is a no-brainer. It's messing up a dap. I couldn't agree more. When you get pranked, you're the center of attention. Everyone cares about you. You're the focal point.
I disagree.
What a Rudy answer.
You're the star of the show. You're the star of the show. And also, it's like you've been duped. You know what I mean? Messing up a dap is like your brain doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get pranked, it's like it's funny, and like I said, you're the center of attention. You're the belle of the ball. So it's easy. That's easy. I
can't believe I forgot this story, but like the first time this ever happened, me and my friend were walking through the hallway. This is 8th grade. At this point, glasses, braces, like a 6 inches shorter than everyone else in my grade, hair down to here. And like Rob had just tried out for the basketball team, and we ran into Kwame. And Kwame was really good on the basketball team. And he sees Rob, he goes, "What's up, Rob?" But he goes to me first to give me like a dap. Unfamiliar at that point, so I just gave him a high five. I just gave him a quick high five. He looked at me so confused, but that was my introduction to Dap World. I hadn't been introduced, and that was a really tough moment. That was my first mess up, and it's been a lifetime of that ever since.
That sounds miserable.
I agree, Tommy.
Eddie.
So the pranking aspect, it depends like how far you go. Like if you were getting pranked and you got super mad or super upset, like I'm thinking like if I was walking down, one of those boardwalks and fucking Nelk Boys popped out and I like got super mad and I'm on a YouTube with a couple million views, like that's pretty uncool. Like that guy
KB. KB just got pranked.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He looked
But he handled
terrible.
it well. He handled it well.
Oh, I think he looked awful.
But the way I'm thinking about it is like it's an embarrassing prank. It's not like you sat on a whoopee cushion or something. It's like something really demeaning. More like, well, that would be pretty funny.
I never thought of the whoopee cushion in New York. That would have brought the house down.
But specifically, I think hey, you got something there, and then you flick up their nose, like you are completely fucked from that moment on. Like every pussy dries up within a 500-meter radius. It is unbelievable.
You're also so stupid to fall for that.
That's the thing too. That's what makes part of, and like with a prank too, if it's embarrassing, did you ever fall for the like, hey, I heard if your hand is bigger than your face, you have cancer. And you're like, really? And then boom. Like, yeah, I fell for that one and I felt brutally uncool.
Yeah. Like Stephen Cheah, be honest, do you still smell the cake on birthdays?
Smell the cake.
Yeah,
no, don't tell him.
Fuck yeah,
we could have got him tomorrow with that.
No. The most brutal prank that was ever played on me that was like very funny was in high school. So I had like a bunch of my friends were Jewish growing up, but it was like I don't know which one it was, Passover or Hanukkah or whatever. He gave me like a Jewish mint, and it was literally just a long piece of chalk, but it looked so neat that I bit it, and I was like, oh wow, this interesting shaped mint, and I put a whole piece of chalk in my mouth and had it. It was terrible. Laughter erupted from everywhere. That was a tough scene.
That's really funny.
Really funny.
I guess I'll take Dap. All
right, it's 3 for Dap. Fights.
So I feel like I kind of got a little lost here with the prank thing because I heard Nelk Boys come in, but I was thinking, like you said, KenJac, like the nose kind of deal, the hand thing. That's the kind of pranks we're talking about, right?
Yeah. It's like ones that are like demeaning. It's not like a lighthearted prank. Not like Practical Jokers.
Okay. So this is easy then. Those kind of pranks, that's white on uncoolness. That's easy to get over. Messing up a Dap, that's interracial uncoolness. That sticks with you forever. That you think about that. Tommy's telling stories about 8th grade. I know the first time fucking Tyler came into the office at Barstool HQ, I fucked it up. He probably has no idea. It happens to him 10 times a day. He doesn't think about that ever. Guess what? Every fucking morning I wake up, it's the first thing I think about.
So when we were making this list, actually, Large brought up as one they thought was super embarrassing. He was like, trying to do the wobble at a black person's party is one of the most uncool things you could ever do, because he tried to do it at Willie's party and embarrassed himself.
I disagree. I think they love that.
Yeah.
I think everyone had a grand old time watching Large try and wobble.
Yeah, so this is a no-brainer with the Dap.
With the Dap. Dap's gonna move on, but Cheah, what would you pick?
You're muted.
Yeah, and you're muted.
Sorry, my heater's going off. Definitely the Dap. Super embarrassing every time.
The Dap. Fair enough. Coley?
Yeah, I mean, I see how defeated you all look. It definitely sounds like Dap. But like Justin, I don't even care if this is true, urban legend has it, Justin Timberlake, when he was on Punk'd, was high out of his mind, came home to his whole house like being repossessed, and now he still to this day won't smoke weed. Like that. He got fucking windmilled on by Ashton Kutcher. Like that's as bad as like I'll never look at Timberlake the same.
Didn't Zach Braff like assault a teenager on Punk'd? Like
probably
Kutcher made it look like he like
Kutcher was getting after it.
Yeah.
Is there a way to rewatch Punk'd? I only saw like the very end, like last couple seasons.
Might be on Paramount.
Great show.
Might be on the Plus.
They brought it back with like what's his name? Chance the Rapper, I think, on Quibi or some bullshit.
I think there was another. No, there was another iteration of Punk'd after Kutcher on MTV.
Gaten Matarazzo, you're right, Gooch. The guy from Stranger Things was a host of it for like 5 minutes. The kid from Stranger Things, with the hat.
I mean, think about how well Frankie Borelli handled like Tommy's prank where he kidnapped someone. Like,
I didn't handle it that well.
you called him 4 times, and 3 of them he handled it exceptionally well.
Yeah, he was freaking out though.
Cheah, actually, we're on like the 2-year anniversary of one of the ultimate pranks on the NFL draft show.
All right, that was tough.
When
Very
you
funny.
thought that you had an inside source giving you all the draft picks early, but it was just Big Cat on a burner phone. And then what was
That
it?
was
Caleb ended up. Yeah, that was last
Yeah.
year. I thought that was 2 years ago.
They did it. They did it both years.
It's coming again tomorrow.
Probably.
No way they'll do it again.
That was so defeating. Yeah, no chance it happens a third time.
We haven't set it up. Like typically, they've laid like Big Cat actually was texting me for like 10 days in a row before that last year. And this year we haven't like set anything out, so maybe I'll be surprised.
What did Caleb say when he ended up calling you?
What do you mean?
Didn't Caleb end up calling you during one of these things, like when they tricked you, and he said something like, he did like a D's nuts thing, but I forget what it was. But it was.
I asked him. I said, "How my nuts taste?"
Sounds about right. Okay, so either way, messing up a Dap is moving on. Now we have the number 10 versus the number 7. The number 10. I just think this is so funny. I've seen it happen like maybe twice in my life, but I think it's so fucking funny that I had to give it the 10 seed. Failing to start a chant in public.
Shout out for Sully.
One of the most brutally uncool things you can do is failing to start a chant. It's just you. You're just like, Tommy, and there's like no one else is chanting Tommy. It's just,
Never happened.
Yeah.
People join in an uproarious fashion.
That's going up against, and take this whichever way you want it, just crying in public is just it's okay. Yeah, there's different situations. That's why I'm thinking, Coley, I know you see in the face, like crying is okay. It's a
It
good
was
thing.
more when you said in public. Like, yeah, that's tough.
Like you cry in public, and like it's. I'm thinking like you get punched and you cry. You're done for life. Like that's more the situation I'm thinking of versus like you hear like someone died or whatever. So we'll start out with you, Coley. Crying or failing to start a chant.
Failing to start a chant is so funny. Like nobody, because you're doing this in a crowd. You know there are people around. They hear you. Nobody's on your side. Like it's tougher to be as uncool in that moment as having no one in your direct vicinity on your side.
It's so high risk, but it's a very high reward. Like I got a chant to work once. Only time I ever tried it. 100% success rate, 1 of 1, and it felt so cool. Like getting the entire place to chant the thing you're chanting. Great feeling, but you fuck it up. Like you are so embarrassed.
What was it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough scene, but
Dude, Coley, I mean, I can't believe you haven't brought it up yet. The Tom Werner 2013. Let's go Red Sox. Let's go Red Sox.
And I would just like to start a cheer. Let's go Red Sox. Let's go Red Sox. Let's go Red Sox. Go Red Sox.
He like couldn't even find the beat of
right, he didn't have a pace. He had too many words.
It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. However, flip side of that, Tom Brady also failed to start a chant, and he's decidedly cool.
I don't think everyone would agree with that.
That he's cool.
Yeah,
I think he's a pretty cool guy. I think
we know you think that.
Oh yeah, you think that? No,
like, according to teammates and stuff like that, I think it's pretty. There might be fans who hate him, but I think he's pretty well regarded by even the people like in his like that have been in the locker room with him. That he's a cool dude.
Sure, no, the people who know him, I think most people say so too. But I've seen him kissing his son by a lot of people.
Yeah. That's true.
That is a very uncool.
Right.
I will say.
I think it's pretty split. I think it's a 50-50 on that one.
I don't think 50. I'll go 70-30 with you.
I wasn't haggling. You can do it.
I am. Oh, you didn't realize you were in a bazaar? Because guess what? We're haggling, kid.
Yo, surprise! You're in a fucking bazaar, bro.
Yeah, you're in a surprise. I didn't expect that.
You talk about uncool. Not knowing you're in the midst of a surprise bazaar.
Didn't expect that when you started the bracket, huh?
Yeah,
Jay.
I'll pay full price. Now I refuse to.
So wait, sorry. What were the
Starting a chant or crying?
Oh, starting a chant for sure. Because I don't think any adults really like cry. Like seriously, like I
What do I do about you, Stephen Cheah? I see the wrong insurance commercial and I burst into
Oh man.
So,
I saw Alec Baldwin cry an hour ago.
Yeah, over something trivial. It was crazy.
what did he do?
Oh no, I don't have time to explain this to you.
Shay, you know what he did, right?
No.
Okay, so
shooting someone?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was like a year ago, right?
Yeah, and he's still crying over it.
This fucking dude is
It's like, get over it, bro.
Still crying about murdering someone accidentally? Wow.
Did that
He got a
person
week,
die?
couple weeks.
Yes.
How could he kill someone without someone dying?
I didn't know they were dead. I thought that he shot someone.
We shot two.
He did. He did
So
shoot.
why is he? Why is? I mean, how did everybody find out about this? And then B,
it was on a movie set.
We don't have time to explain the Alec Baldwin incident.
What is wrong? Are you a sociopath?
Wait,
The only thing
so,
taken
I mean,
place
this happened what, like 6 months ago, a year ago?
6 months, probably.
You're saying how did they find out about the cry or about the fact that he shot someone?
Why? No. Why was he crying today?
It's a video came out from the day of it.
The body cam, the
Oh.
cat's body cam footage.
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh,
Like the
okay,
interrogation video came out.
okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. That's a fair. I get what you're saying.
All right. I mean, hey. I feel like if any one of us shot someone that they didn't mean to, they would cry too. So that's justified.
Glad that was
But-
the finale there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that people like seriously like drunk gals with their pals if they have too much to drink or
Only girls cry.
Yeah, the broads.
What are people crying about? Like if there's a death in the family, like yeah, okay, but
What, you fucking crying if your fucking grandpa died, you bitch? You kidding me?
The way the Celtics won game was it game 2 or game 3 brought me to tears. I couldn't believe
yeah,
it.
but
It was
that's
so beautiful.
cool. Like that's cool.
Okay.
Like if you're brought to tears from joy, then that's awesome.
That still falls under the umbrella.
Still crying. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like an embarrassing. Like if Coley's watching his team win a game and was very
It was the first
emotional, I'm
round. It
sure
was a
that.
little bit embarrassing.
Yeah, but if Coley's loved one died and he cried, he'd be a bitch, right?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, what is the scenario where like an adult is like nobody hits?
Wait,
someone?
so let me get this straight. So Coley crying about a team that he has nothing to do with is cool, and Alec Baldwin crying because he shot someone is not
justified. No, that's justified.
Cool. Okay, sorry, my bad.
They're the same thing. You heard them.
Not cool.
They're 1-to-1
Yeah, so-
ratio coolness.
My bad.
I forget what the other one was, but crying is not embarrassing. Or
Chanting.
It doesn't
Failing
happen.
to start a chant.
Oh, that is super embarrassing. Did you guys hear what happened to Festouli a few weeks ago?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
So yeah.
Tell the story for those listening that don't know what we're talking about.
So they're at the Barstool bar in Philly, and it was like during March Madness, and I guess Smitty or Roan told him to tell the DJ to start a Viva chant, and so he started it to no fanfare. And then Dave sent an email to everyone saying nobody is allowed on the microphone that works there without express written consent.
Yep.
Oh, that's what that was about?
It actually wasn't Festouli, though.
No, it wasn't actually. He didn't. The Festouli thing was actually like a little bit of misinformation. He convinced the DJ to do the chant.
Right.
Initial reports indicated that it was Festouli.
I got the video.
He tweeted a picture of Smitty with the mic.
Yeah, Smitty was up there chanting Eagle.
One, yeah.
The
Okay.
email was about Smitty.
Right. That's what I thought.
Oh.
Sorry
Yeah.
to burst your bubble, Steven, but I couldn't let my boy Festouli go down like that.
No, that's
shout out
okay.
Festouli.
He's owned
To
up
be
to it. I
fair,
think it's
Festouli
fine.
starting a Viva chant at the bar is the most believable story.
Yes, it is very.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, he sort of did. He told the DJ to do it.
Yeah, he pranked that guy.
That's kind of on the DJ for listening to this random dude about how to fucking DJ.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Hey, dude, go sit in the corner and shut the fuck up.
It's chant time.
Yeah, fights. What are you picking? Chanting, failing to start chant, or crying?
This is gonna be fun to start a chant. Crying, I think is kind of badass. I think crying is pretty fucking sick. And that's not me projecting or anything like that. There is like, honestly though, there is like in New York it happens a lot. I don't know if anyone's seen John Mulaney's Sack Lunch Bunch, but he actually has a song about it in that special whatever you want to call it. You see a lot of fucking white ladies crying in New York, they cry with the most pride you've ever seen. They cry with more pride than like a Super Bowl winner carries the
shoulders
trophy.
are back.
They'll walk fucking chest up, fucking chin out, weeping. And I walk by the six, I'm like, yo, fucking shout out you. You're a bad bitch, queen. Like, look, girls, you run the world. Keep going. So I shout out those white ladies, and it's gonna be the Werner example. If you don't know the Tom Werner "Let's Go Red Sox" chant, go look it up. It is irrefutable evidence. This is as uncool as you can be.
Goochman, you're gonna have to cut that part in because I really want the rest of the listeners to watch it as well. Eddie, what do you got? Crying or failing to start a chant?
This is a tough one too. Failing to start a chant is mortifying. However, I do think crying just has more staying power. You know, I bring it into our world again. If there was someone who failed to start a chant, like that would be, that would be glossed over. But fucking poor Michigan man, wherever that guy is, he's crying forever on BarstoolSports.com. So it's like, I gotta go crying.
That is such a good example. You're bringing the heat today.
Well, yeah. When Eddie said that, it's like crying's a risk. You don't know how people are going to receive it. It's either going to be like, "Oh man, that guy's super in touch with his emotions," or like, "Wow, what a bitch." Like,
I think what it is crying. Crying is the perfect way to find out what you are as a person. If you're like, "Am I cool or am I uncool?" Cry on camera. If people like it, you're cool. If people make fun of you, you're uncool.
Yeah. Like no Sean Moreno, remember that?
Oh yeah, that was the biggest teardrop ever to exist.
Crazy.
Yeah, Jordan. Good point, Coach. Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan was. Yeah, that's very very
Jordan.
Jordan.
There's no bigger meme.
It was literally dominant for 2 years straight. Like nothing could touch that meme. That's salient points though. Rudy, what do you got?
I'm gonna take the chant one. No brainer. I would push back on Eddie. He has a point with the staying power. But let's just take into account the stage, okay? When you fuck up a chant, dude, you're around 80,000 people. Not that all of them can hear you, but you have singed your loserness into their brains for so long. And God forbid imagine you're with your kid.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I've seen it. Like a guy with his son tries to start a chant. That's the kind of shit that your kid will never look at you the same, and you may not even be able to raise that kid.
Yeah, CPS would take them away because they would no longer be able to respect you.
I just thought of that scene in Pursuit of Happiness when he goes to the Giants game.
Mm-hmm.
Like the rich guy takes him to the Giants game, and like in that part of the movie, he's still like a pathetic loser. It would have been very funny if he tried to start a chant and like that really. Let's go Niners. And Jaden Smith's like, Dad, you can't sell any fucking what does he sell again?
Computers or something?
No, it's
IBM's.
It's a mobile X-ray machine.
Like a medical device,
right. Yeah, he's like, you can't sell that would have been So it's no brainer for me. It's chance.
It's gonna move on, but Tommy?
I would have went crying. Just taking like a schoolyard perspective on it, like being labeled a crybaby. There was nothing less cool than like the kids that were labeled crybabies, or it's like you got hit and they're like, oh, he's crying, crybaby. Like that's just so much more common. Like I've never tried to start a chant. Like I don't know, the amount of people that have like tried to start a chant and failed. It's like so rare. Like it's embarrassing, but I don't know. Being labeled a crybaby, crying on the playground, to me, that's just so not cool.
What's almost even worse is what I'm thinking is like if someone's like making fun of you or whatever, and they say, "Are you crying? Are you crying right now?"
Yeah.
That's brutal. Being asked if you're crying might be even more embarrassing than actually crying, because you might not be crying then, but you might.
No, and then you start crying.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. Okay, we're gonna move on up for the last matchup. It's the 2 seed versus the 15 seed. The 15 seed was on Tommy's list. It was on my list. It was on, I think, KB's list. It's just caring. Caring, usually very uncool. Like it's 90% of the caring you do in your life is not very cool. That's going up against the number 2 seed, which is definitely going to win, which is coughing after a hit, that's a brutal one. We're gonna start out with you this time, Tommy. Coughing after a hit, which you've never done, I'm sure, or caring.
No, I mean, I routinely cough after hits. We're talking marijuana, I assume?
Yes.
Marijuana. Oh, the devil's lettuce. Yeah, I mean, I dabble in the devil's lettuce myself. They don't call me Tommy Smokes for nothing. It's actually funny. Like last night at my mom's retirement party, so she worked in like investment banking, and like I'm meeting all these like old rich white dudes, and they're like, "Oh, Tommy Smokes. My mom tells me so much about you." And one guy was like, "How did you get your name, Tommy Smokes?" And I don't know what the more acceptable story is. Is it like because I used to run an Instagram page with a bunch of hot college girls and post pictures of them, or I like jeweled on a Laura Ingraham and like wore a I don't know what's a more embarrassing. Or what would be a more acceptable answer to somebody like that?
I feel like an old white guy would think it's cool that you moderated a page of hot chicks. Like they would think that's
I disagree completely. He was on Fox News.
Oh, that's true. Very good point. Damn, never mind. I retract.
Dude, that you had like a running bit that made it on SNL. Like, how is that even a question?
Because that's not the true answer. The true answer is it's from Running the Smoke Show's page.
Oh.
That's not what I think of.
But you say you were on Fox News and that you were parodying on SNL. That's 2 old people matches made in heaven.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Yeah.
I feel like that may be the origin, but it didn't. Like you didn't earn that until you went on Fox.
I guess.
But you're just saying like you just lie about the vape thing. Like you could just lie. You could just be like, oh, it's just like, my uncle called me Smokes when I was a kid because I was fast. Like you could just make up anything.
Yeah.
Now that would be awesome.
That would be very cool, but I don't know if they would buy it.
Anyway,
You're such a weird cat, bro. I love you.
What was it? Coughing after a hit and what?
Yeah, coughing after a hit versus caring.
I mean, I put caring on my list kind of as a joke because caring, it's not cool. But coughing after hit is tough. I mean, I routinely cough after hits, and it's just like amateur. I don't know. I actually don't think either of them. I'll go coughing after a hit.
All right, Rudy.
Dude, it's definitely caring. Caring is very, very uncool. And I think that, like, would you say Snoop Dogg isn't cool?
He coughs after hits?
He for sure has. He 100% has. Doesn't do it often, I don't think.
Because he took a monster. Well, not if you're just, like, taking, like, baby hits.
Is that what we're arguing?
Well, I feel like, yeah, it's not like you took, in this case, like, some monster fucking hit and cough. Like, yeah.
Why not?
I'm thinking, like, you're at like a group. You're in a group of guys, whatever, and like,
bro,
you're like, hey,
you're caring right now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that feels uncool.
It's like kind of like, I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of the idea of being uncool is you have to care.
Can't even care to finish the sentence.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. I don't even like whatever.
That's the thing, though. It's like whenever they say someone's cool, they're like, yeah, he just doesn't care about anything. Like, that's because that is, yeah.
It's caring.
I'm switching to caring. That point by KenJac swayed me, where it's like, yeah, he just doesn't care if he's alive or dead. Like,
yeah, that's so cool. And alive is the guy who says that. Okay, so that's 2 for caring. Eddie,
I don't have really much experience at all with coughing after a hit. Caring, I don't know. I don't really. Good points in that last one, but I think coughing in general just is embarrassing. It's like
Coughing's had a tough run these last couple of years.
Yep.
It really is, that because of that. But even if you get the wrong pipe, and then people are finally like, "Yo, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, get it under control." It's like super embarrassing. So, I guess I'm just gonna go with the hit.
All right, fights.
I is gonna shock you. I'm gonna go with not caring about things is lamer. I exclusively cough after hits. I only take monster hits. That's why. But I said earlier in the show, I don't have opinions anymore because I don't know. I forget why, but it's caring.
Fuck yeah, dude. That was tight.
Like just straight up. Like
that was you not caring. That was cool as fuck.
Straight up, caring is fucking lame, man. If like if you're arguing on the internet, like that's caring. You're caring. You're a fucking loser. Yeah. You're a fucking loser. Caring.
That it is true. Like also in an argument, who's ever taking the argument more seriously often loses.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're like going back with like facts and everything, like that's so lame. But if you're just like disarming and being like, oh, fuck you, I don't care, like that usually wins.
Dude, the only way to win an argument is someone says blah 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 blah. You go, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then guess what? It's over. You won.
Like you're
no
mad.
Going back and winning arguments is cool.
Mm-hmm. They hit you with like a TLDR, or they hit you with like you're mad, like you're just you're real bent out of shape right then. Cheah, caring or coughing after a hit. Oh, you're muted again. Still muted.
Yep. Sorry. I was gonna say, much like Eddie, I have very little experience coughing after hits. Just take it like a champ when I never do. Caring is awesome. Like caring about stuff is what makes people unique. Like people have their own things that they specifically care about, and I think that that's great. There are certain levels of that. Like, yeah, you shouldn't be like fighting with people in your comments and like getting bothered by all that stuff. But as individuals, I think caring about specific things is what makes everyone interesting. So I'm not voting for that for sure. Coughing when taking hits, like, that doesn't happen to everyone. Yeah, right. Rudy said it happens to Snoop Dogg. So I guess that could be more embarrassing. I haven't been in that many situations where I've done that or felt like it was embarrassing.
All right, Coley.
Yeah, I don't think. I've never heard anyone cough as much, not even weed related, but as John Feitelberg. That guy can't finish a sentence without coughing.
Cough a lot, bro.
Yeah, pretty frequently coughing.
I make noise at all times. It's disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to Rudy's point, like, especially if you take like a dab or something, like you're gonna cough. Like you're lighting your throat on fire. It is what it is. Like it's not. I get it when you first start smoking. This is like a very small sliver of time, and you cough like the first couple of times because again you've never had that much heat in your throat. Yeah, it is. You're gonna make fun of that person, but it doesn't have any staying power. I think more what Eddie was saying. You take a sip of water and it goes down the wrong hole. Like, what are you, an asshole? That's like the jumping in the pool thing we were talking about earlier. Like, you forgot how to drink, fuck face. That's way more uncool to me. It has to be caring.
Dude, you're talking about the throat on fire thing. I took this week we were in Nashville. I took a monster hit from Bert Kreischer, and I was trying to. It was actually funny. He had just explained to us how like he learned from Snoop how to smoke weed, which is just slowly enjoy it. And then I just ripped the biggest hit I've ever taken in my life. And I've never heard it said like that. Like your throat was on fire. My chest was on fire.
Oh yeah.
For 12 hours. It was awful, dude. Like it was, I almost took myself to the hospital, which probably that's a little bit of the weed anxiety in there. Mm-hmm. But like, I was like, dude, I don't know what's going on. It just feels like there's a fire in the middle of my sternum right now.
That would have been like basically disaster level uncool if you had to stop hanging out with Bert Kreischer to go to the hospital because you burnt your lungs with weed.
Yo, I got so high, it was crazy. I got like at one point, like me and Kevin got a moment together, and I just spun really fast, like the Bruce Arians meme, and just like had to get a message to him real quick. I was just like, I'm so fucking high, and then got to snap back into normal and like kept pretending, but I was way too high for way too long.
All right, so Caring's gonna move on. We're gonna rapid fire through the rest of these playoffs, starting with you, Coley. 13 seed Glasses versus the number 5 seed Pinching Your Nose. We're jumping in that big old pool.
See, this is one where it feels very chicken and the egg, but we have the answer. Like 100% of people who clog their nose wears glasses, so it has to be.
Jay.
Definitely the pinching your nose when going, because I think glasses do have an element of cool, like you mentioned before, the Russell Westbrook. A CEO at my old company always told me He's like, I don't know why he told me this at the time. I was still employed there, but he's like, if you ever go on a job interview, he's like, make sure to wear your glasses. It makes you look very smart. And I remember when I started at
Being
Barstool, I was
smart
wearing,
isn't cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, not cool.
arguably. I remember shortly after I started, Loud Sean and All Business Pete were talking about who they thought the smartest person in the company was. And All Business Pete's dumbass thought it was me just because I was wearing glasses. So I think glasses can give you an edge, which is why I wear them. So glasses, cool. Holding your nose, not.
All right, fights.
No fucking brainer holding your nose. This is easy peasy, lemon squeezy, no explanation.
Eddie.
Yeah, it's holding your nose. Same. That's all I got.
3-0. Rudy. 3-1.
Yeah, I can't. There's no other way to explain that holding your nose is so biblically uncool. It's staggering. So, yeah.
All right, Tommy, you get to start the next matchup. Food allergies versus the number 9 seed, Standing.
Oh, food allergies. I mean, standing's a double because it's caring, and caring, as we learned, isn't cool. But food allergies, like we said, being allergic to peanuts is so stupid.
I'm sure they think the same thing. Rudy.
That was exactly what my point was going to be. I didn't vote for allergies earlier, but I'm going to now simply because, like, the notion of being murdered by a pecan is, like, so uncool. And even the people with the allergies would agree that it's very uncool. It's unanimously uncool. The only person it's cool for is the pecans because they can at least have, like, get one over on us for eating, like, trillions of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least they kill a couple of us. So they're the only ones that think it's cool. So definitely the allergies.
Got some of us back. Eddie.
It's a tough one. It's real tough. But I'm going to stick with standing. It's just get a fucking life. That's really it.
I think I would agree with you. Fights?
I'm with Eddie. It is. Here's the thing. Standing straight up should win this tournament, okay? Because standing is ruinously uncool. Okay, standing is contagiously uncool. When you're people with allergic to peanuts doesn't ruin peanuts for you. You're not like, fuck this. Peanuts actually suck because these people don't like peanuts. The people who stand ruin that thing for normal people. That's how uncool it is. They make it's infectious with its uncoolness. Standing, 100%.
Great point. Cheah?
I didn't think about this before, but food allergy doesn't just include peanut. It includes like shellfish and that type of thing. And when people have those, they can get like break out into hives and uncomfortable situations. So I'm going to go with that.
I was gonna say hives are super uncool. You can't uncool out in the hives. And John, to counter your point, if you're standing something, you have thousands of immediate friends that also share the same stand.
No food allergy people that you think
No. Food allergy people are not like linking up like, man, it's sick. We're allergic to peanuts.
They're
not how that
fucking
works.
subredding it. They're being like, dude, I know what it's like.
They're like, how do I live in this world full of terror?
They're like, do you want to hang out and not eat peanuts together?
Those people are not. They didn't make a new pal. Stans, they're best friends immediately. They don't even need other interests.
No,
they
but
have
I did say to normal people.
Sure, they are annoying to a group of people, but they like think about wrestling fans, how happy they are in their own little world. Like they don't give a fuck what we think. Stans don't care what normal people think. I care that I like can't eat peanuts and Five Guys anymore because fucking Tommy might stroll through.
You can eat peanuts. I ate peanuts and Five Guys not a week ago. You can eat peanuts and Five Guys.
It was just the first place I thought of that had peanuts.
First they came for our peanuts.
It was the place I thought of that had peanuts.
I was trying to think when you mentioned the meetups, like, oh, what restaurant would peanut people meet up at? Like every restaurant uses peanuts. Like peanut oil, peanut things, like everything uses peanuts.
You cannot escape peanuts. Good luck.
It is incredible how much they have infected society and food. It is truly incredible. But peanuts are great, so sucks to be an allergy person. So I'm assuming you're voting for food allergy as well, Coley.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you get to pick first 16 seed food allergy versus the number 5 seed pinching your nose.
See, I'm going similar logic to when I pick glasses. Like, I feel like the person clogging their nose definitely has a peanut allergy. I do not think those are different people. I have to pick food allergy.
They're like holding their nose because they might be allergic to water.
That person can avoid a pool. Like, they can't avoid peanuts.
Cheah.
Definitely the holding of the nose. No contest.
I think I'm with Coley's argument right now because I do think that that Venn diagram is a circle. Fights.
Nose. Easy.
All right, Eddie.
Gotta go nose, man. Gotta go nose.
3. You've got 3 right now. You can send it home, Rudy.
No, a nose is a wagon. There's not a person on earth that can stand in holding your nose's way. It is 2015 Warriors, even though didn't they lose? Anyway, they won.
Yeah. It's 2016 Warriors.
2016 is when the Cavs won, yeah.
All right, Tommy, you get to vote first on the other side of the bracket. Number 3 seed messing up a DAP versus the number 14 or is it 11 seed adult autograph hunters.
Oh fuck, that's tough. I'm gonna go messing up a DAP. It makes you feel so uncool in the moment. I mean, I guess it could almost happen. I don't know. It's like it could happen to anyone. Like autograph hunters, like you're choosing to go. Fuck, that's hard. That is hard, but I'll go messing up.
Put it on KenJac.
It makes you feel so small in the moment.
It's weird to say, but like I think that if this would be where my vote would go, like getting an autograph hunter is decidedly more uncool than somebody who messes up a DAP. But messing up a DAP affects my life way more than adult autograph hunters do, if that makes sense.
Yes, exactly. And also, like, the adult autograph hunters don't feel uncool when they're hunting the autographs.
Yeah.
Like, when you mess up a DAP, you feel horrible.
Like Eddie said, yeah. Rudy.
I'm kind of torn up on this one because I want to go DAP, but I was just thinking about how a cool person can fuck up a DAP. Anybody can fuck up a DAP. So that kind of is fucking me up because adult autograph people or whatever, like that's a lifestyle choice. That's like that runs way deeper than just like, Mick Jagger could fuck up a DAP. Are we going to write off Mick Jagger?
Right. If you're on the receiving end of a DAP in the first place, that person thought you were cool enough to DAP you up.
Right. So I don't know. I'm kind of I'm torn on it. But I think that like just off that like visceral, it's like a crack rock. The DAP, dude. The DAP is so debilitating. It's like a fucking earthquake with no noise or shake. It hurts. So I got to go DAP, dude.
Fair enough. It is true. That's actually a good point, Coley, about they thought you were cool enough. Because I think about now the Obama thing where like he dapped like when the white guys came up in line, he like switched to a handshake from a DAP.
Yeah.
And like, cause he knew they were not cool enough to execute the DAP.
Them at all. Yeah.
Yeah. No respect. No. That was one of the all-time great Key and Peele sketches, by the way. All right. Eddie.
To follow up on that too, I feel like a cool person knows how to fix a bad DAP too. Like, all right, let's get this right. You know what I mean? Granted, it's still not great, but you could still like make up for a little bit. You could make a little bit of ground. Unless if it's like the once in a lifetime, like you run into Snoop Dogg, and then that's mortifying. But regardless, I'm still gonna go with the autograph seeker.
The autograph seeker it is. Fights.
I'm going with the autograph seeker too, almost using a kind of a reverse argument on it. When you don't fuck up a DAP, you feel like the coolest person. When you have a clean DAP, you're like, oh fuck, that was really cool.
Fights, you say that? Honestly, you said that about Tyler. I still remember at the 2020 All-Star game in Chicago, I gave a DAP and Carl looked at me like, dude, that was so clean. I still remember it.
I'm the only black person any of you know.
Dude, I was just thinking that.
That was Tyler the baseball game?
What?
You said is Tyler the only black person you know. Eddie, was yours to Tyler too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I said that. That's why it's funny.
I think the new loose cool thing is telling your white friend that DAP was so cool.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Remembering the one time you nailed one stuff.
Well, I have one of my cleanest is with like a 6-year-old kid in the Grit Week puke video when like
yeah
comes up and he's like, what are you guys doing? and we're like, we're drinking milk till we puke, and he's like, damn, that's sick. And then we like wrap it up.
I forgot about that.
Drinking milk till you puke intentionally is cool.
Yeah, that kid was like, damn, that's the dream, right, bro?
Do you guys think that people are getting better at daps? Like, I think white guys are embarrassing themselves less and less over the years. It's maybe because there's like, you can see more daps on the internet. You kind of get exposed.
you know what the
They're like learning it on YouTube, like they're learning
There's more
Soulja Boy.
white daps than there were 20 years ago, is what it is. There weren't as many as that going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
definitely.
it hurts even more now when you fuck it up.
See, I feel like the only people I fuck it up with is white people. That's like I feel like, and it's typically not my fault, I would argue.
True.
Being on the receiving end of a bad
Nothing's
dap.
ever been my fault, so I completely agree with you.
For
Coley.
sure, yeah. I mean, the Feitelbergs, they swing from it's like relief pitchers. Like, you guys come from every angle. You guys submarine it. It's insane what's going on. The whole family, you'll go through all of them. They come from a different arm slot.
I've realized lately, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I feel like there's kind of like a culture war going on right now between the pound and the dap.
Wasn't sure of that one.
I did not go the direction I expected.
No, I'm saying like the pound, like for a long time when I was growing up, it was the dap. It was always the dap. But like the last 3 years, people are pounding.
Why do you think? What do you think that is?
Yeah, what happened?
I get what you're saying. You're gonna say it's because it's COVID, but still, it's like
No, I am gonna say that human interaction has changed a bit since the pandemic started.
okay. So me touching my knuckles versus this is like that. I get what you're saying, but still,
That's 100% the cause. Yeah, you're right. It is a little weirder greeting people now. I don't know if it's like a hug. You're still kind of reading people, but yeah, that's because of COVID-19.
It'd be very funny if it was because of COVID, but not because of the germs. It was just because people hadn't had enough practice in the last couple of years. So
I'm too rusty. Gotta have a tomato can fight before I get back into the
I
tap.
think people are sticking with, but my point being is that the pound is sort of lingering still. Like, I don't think people
I prefer a pound.
I do. I like the pound.
Dude, I don't fuck with the pound as much.
Easier, less germs. Howie Mandel does it.
Honestly, I like the pound because
there you lost me there.
it's so easy. I think when you're at Howie Mandel was the wildest.
Oh, it's the coolest thing. Howie Mandel does it.
I didn't say it's cooler. I just said I prefer it.
Tommy, you're always talking about how you love getting pounded.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
Cheah just dunked on you. Got him.
Maybe if a girl shoves her fist up my ass or something, or her boobs. Maybe
Wow.
I say, Tom.
Just did the Uno reverse
Dude,
card.
yeah.
Oh, you guys have never had a girl shove her boobs up your ass?
I think I prefer the pound because it's so easy to alter whatever you were about to do. If someone comes up to you with like just this, I feel like it's so easy. If you're about to go that, you just like right into it. So
It's
I
the
feel like
safe bet for sure.
yeah, it's the safest. It's
The pound is I give the pound a lot walking in the hallway at work, and you got to be careful sometimes because people don't know. I walk fast, and sometimes when other people just kind of put it out, I have to almost receive it like you're catching an egg. So I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to fucking punch you right now.
Dude, I've had times where I try to I've had ones where I've tried to absorb because they come in so hot.
Yeah,
we're like two magnets, and you just drift by each other.
that's the most like beta thing I think you could ever do.
Yeah,
Is the non-receival of a pound.
yeah. When you don't connect. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, Cheah.
Sorry, it was pound. Messing up at Dap, and then which one?
Autograph hunters, adult autograph hunters.
Fuck. I mean, adult autograph hunters is embarrassing, and it's a lifestyle. A pound is embarrassing in the moment. So I would have to go autograph hunters because you can't recover from that. Like that's who you are. Whereas a Dap, it's like, oh, fuck that up. I'm a loser. But other than like, you can get over that real quick.
I didn't explicitly say this before, but I am counting Zach Hampel under the autograph hunter groups, even though I don't think he's actually an autograph hunter. He's definitely counting under this group. Yeah. Coley, I'm assuming you're picking autograph hunters.
Yeah, I mean, I've told this story before. I don't know about it on this show, but like when Yu Darvish was a rookie, like this is like the white whale for the autograph hunters, like a rookie Ohtani, someone like this, some big name coming over. He came out for some reason. He came out the front. I'll never understand why, but he pretended to be on his phone and like he got swarmed. It was more autograph hunters than normal. And he came out. He's like 6'6", shockingly tall.
Darvish is?
Yu Darvish, super tall. And he spots me wearing like a uniform, and he leans over to me, and he's on the phone in Japanese. He's not talking to anyone. He's just pretending. He leans to me in perfect English. How do I get out of here? And then I'm just like, the cabs are down there. And he says, thank you. Stands back up, which isn't a long lean, obviously. We're above the crowd. And goes right back to Japanese, faking on the phone. Never breaks stride. Gets right to the cab, and then probably just started cursing those people out in perfect English to the cab driver. Like, that's you. People would rather fake a different language than deal with these people. It's them in a landslide.
That you might have just swayed me to their side, even though you didn't need to. They're going to move forward. You get to pick first, Coley, in the next matchup: caring versus failing to start a chant. The 15 versus the 10 seed.
I mean, if you fail to start a chant, you care, and everyone around you does not, and they have agreed you are painfully uncool. So caring is it.
Fair enough. All right, Cheah.
Hard to not agree with that. Agree with Coley.
All right, 2 for caring. Fights.
Dude, you know who cares? People who say things on the internet like debate me.
Oh,
Impossibly uncool.
When's the last you got a debate me dropped on you?
Dude, not me. It's things like Shapiro loves to debate me. Why won't you come debate me? There was a phase Dave went through a big debate.
Yes,
that was fucking very uncool.
Disagree.
But there's a sect of the internet that loves, like, if you disagree, why don't you debate me? Like, no, I don't fucking care. You're a loser because you care this much. 100% caring, more uncool.
3 for caring. Eddie.
Does the wave fall into a chant?
Oh, failing to start the wave. That's brutal. Oh,
come on, everybody on the road, do it. Like,
successfully doing the wave also is a loser move.
yeah, that's a no-win scenario.
That's true. I'm gonna go with failing to start a chant.
All right, one is the one dissenting so far. Rudy.
I really thought the chant one was going to go all the way, but you can't caring. It's just, you can't beat it. Like, think of like if you were talking to the Joker, the king of not caring. He made Harvey Dent look like a fucking loser. He's in a dress, like Russian roulette. He's like trolling a guy whose life he ruined. I don't know.
And he cares so little about his own life that he's willing to like die just to make Batman do something, just to manipulate Batman into doing something. Like,
exactly. I just don't know how you beat something like that. You know what I mean?
Harvey Dent caring, big time loser move. I gotta agree.
Batman,
look where it got him.
Exactly. Tournament.
Batman caring about Gotham, kind of a loser move too.
Yeah, big time loser move. Huge loser move.
Can you imagine the taxes in Gotham? Like, gotta be insane. Just the city just getting destroyed.
Bring up the taxes in Gotham. Extremely uncool.
Tommy, you get to start in our conference matchup. 15 seed caring versus the number 11 seed adult autograph hunters.
It's got to be caring, because the reason that adult autograph hunting is so uncool is that they care so much about these adult men who are younger than them or their age, and they just need them to write something on a piece of paper for them that they can have forever. Like that, it falls under the category of caring. Caring, it's fucking loser shit, bro.
That was very cool, Tommy. Rudy.
Yeah, I mean, caring, I feel like right now is like when they invented the alley-oop. Like it's like transcended the game, because everyone's Achilles heel is the fact that they care. So how are you going to be caring? I mean, it's like you're like reinventing the sport right now of uncoolness. So yeah, it's got to be caring.
You would theoretically be like an invincible human if you just didn't care about anything.
Yeah, that's the Joker.
Yeah, like we were saying. Although very vincible, especially to being put in mental asylums, the Joker.
He don't give a fuck. He doesn't care.
Yeah,
he likes it there.
He's recruiting new pals in there.
and constantly breaking out. That's a very good
Yeah,
point.
he also
Why would he
meets
care?
he also meets Harley Quinn when he's in the insane asylum, who is hot as fuck.
And he doesn't care about her, and she cares a lot about him.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. Eddie.
Yeah, fucking caring just kind of hijacked this draft, huh? It's like the fuck you times infinity. Like it's the times infinity right now. Yeah, I mean, the more I think about it, like, remember when people like fell in love with Bill Murray because he just didn't give a fuck? He like would love, he had like that answering machine that he would get like, and he's like, yeah, I'll get to it. So, but no, was the autograph seekers the other one?
Yes.
Adult
I'm
autograph.
sticking with them. I'm sticking with them.
Okay. You can give him one. All right, fights.
I was just looking at Instagram. I don't even know what the other option is. Caring.
3 for caring. You can send it home.
No, absolutely not. Like, it's autograph seekers, and the reason why is because they care so much about another person's signature.
Autograph seekers? No, it's caring, dude.
But they care so much about something that's so insignificant. And they're competing with children against us. So I'm going to go autograph seekers are the worst.
All right, 3-2.
It's tough because the caring arguments have been so strong. But they're like,
I would argue that if you were to vote, considering how strongly you felt about autograph seekers, if you were to vote for them, that would mean you care about them. Like you are caring by taking them.
Bad argument. The caring is a pretty ironclad argument, but I don't think you people have truly seen how uncool these guys are. Like they look like they just walked out of the methadone clinic and they just walked straight to CVS to buy a binder. Again, they have a binder. I feel like I need to bring this up more often. A binder with laminated pages filled with glossy 8x10s of not good players. Like they don't even care. They care about like the $3 they're gonna make on eBay. Like that's what they care about. It's not. These people aren't buying like mansions with like this is their day job so they can like barely eat bread. It's a tough scene. I'm going on autograph seekers. They stink. PU.
I was so dead set on voting caring if it came to a deal breaker here for me or tiebreaker for me, but I think you just swayed me on adult autograph seekers, so I'm going to move them on.
What?
He swayed me.
Yeah, see, look how much you cared.
All right,
I
Coley,
care about caring. That's for goddamn sure.
you start our championship round. 5 seed pinching your nose for jumping into a pool, or number 11 adult autograph seekers.
I feel like we're really underselling how uncool a binder is, and it just needs to be like, of all of us on this show, who operates with binders the most? Stephen Cheah, by far.
Are you watching?
What more must I say? And Tommy's the one who held his nose, so it's like this is Tommy versus Stephen Cheah.
Damn it.
No offense, Steven. I'm going with Tommy. He gets boobs in his ass.
All the time, brother.
Jay.
But I don't brag about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I'm going back to my previous argument about like what's less cool, like autograph seeker is a lifestyle, and holding your nose I mean, it's going to last a couple seconds. So it has to be autograph seekers, even if that's me.
But you're doing it habitually. You're not like you just do it one time. If you're a nose grabber, you grab nose all your life.
Yeah.
How often as an adult are you jumping into?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pretty regularly.
At least like
You're regularly jumping into water.
At least like 4 to 5 times a year.
Okay, so you're doing it for 30 seconds a year, maybe.
Now you got 81 home games for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
You're out there waiting for you're not even watching the game. You don't even know if this guy did well that game.
You think those people are not going to spring training?
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Bro, they were at the fucking Pro-Am in Connecticut. They're everywhere. If there's a pro athlete in the area code, they're there.
They know.
That's a great point. All right, fights.
I'm going with caring.
No, it's not. You can't pick it. You can't care enough about to pick it.
This is there's got to be at least one or two autograph seekers who are kind of cool. They're scumbags. No, there's one or two.
No.
There's exactly zero cool people who hold their nose. It is holding the nose is the most uncool thing you could do because it affects you. Here's the deal: you could become, say, you grow up a cool person, right? But then one day you end up down in your luck. Someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, get this guy's autograph. I'll give you $100." You make a career out of it. That can affect you later in life. At a very early and formative year, when you're jumping in the pool with your nose closed, society decides who you are as a person.
What?
You never get the opportunity to become cool. Therefore, you remain uncool your entire life.
So in your world, it's better that you're a loser adult, that some winner adult taps on the shoulder.
You're a down on your luck adult. You're a down on your luck adult. You can turn it around.
And now you're an errand runner for some other actual adult.
Yeah, you're doing an uncool task to survive for a little bit. Things that come back your way. You might hit a lotto ticket after you get those $100.
Yeah, but if I'm the water and the nose kid, maybe I invent the cure. Now I'm Bill Gates rich.
No, I don't. I'd rather. I'm like Russ Cole in fucking True Detective. I'd rather know who those people are. You know, when he's like talking about religion, he's like, no, I like these people. I like to know who these people are. I'm the same way with nose holders. I want to know who you are right away.
Mm-hmm. All right, Eddie, it's 2-1.
I got to keep going back to what I would like be more inclined to take a picture of, and it's fucking the guy jumping in the pool with his nose plugged. So it's nose.
As opposed to an adult shoving a child to the ground, you wouldn't photograph that?
I think I'd be more like I'd expect it. You know, it wouldn't shock me as much than like seeing a guy jumping into the wave pool.
Oh, the running start again with the whole held noses.
No one's running the whole way. That's absurd.
I'm just thinking, like, you're taking 4 or more steps with your nose on. It's embarrassing. Rudy, it's tied up right now.
I mean, it's a tough call, but I guess I could say I have a soft spot for collectors, you know, and I think that like there's I agree with Fights. There's an opportunity that there's autograph collectors out there that do it in a fashion that can be cool. There's a capacity, even though it's ever so slim.
They buy them, or they know the people.
There was a guy he used to go to the White Sox game. He like became boys with Manny when the Red Sox came in town. I think he just sold him weed, but like
that's exactly what he did. That guy was just a cool person. He wasn't an autograph seeker.
Still pretty cool.
We're muddying the waters here on who these people
but
are.
You're admitting a guy who was an autograph seeker was also cool.
That's not what he said. He said it was just a guy who sold weed.
No, he was an autograph seeker, but like he also might have sold Manny weed on the side.
I think this guy was a weed salesman who knew his way to get to Manny Ramirez.
Yeah.
He was waiting. He was graphing.
It's very muddy. The water's getting Coley.
The water's getting quite muddied.
Yeah.
I think I rest my case right there. There is a sliver of a chance that an autograph seeker can be cool, even though it's 0.1% maybe. But a nose holding motherfucker, the die is cast.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. It's a wrap. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely hold nose for me.
All right, Tommy.
I'm not sending this home. To me, the nose holding thing, I'm not just saying this because maybe I would do it. Like, that's not something as prevalent to me. Like, how often are you seeing somebody jump into water holding their nose?
I mean, you live near the ocean. Like, not you jumping into the ocean, but like you live in an area where people go out on boats or people go to pools.
And you're routinely seeing people hold their. To me,
I hang out with fucking cool people, but
to me,
I imagine the circles you run. I guess that's why no one jumps in the water.
What is
like, fuck this? They're gonna see me hold my nose.
I think of that as like a kid. When I think of someone holding their nose, I think of like a kid who's like 8 jumping into a pool. When I think of an adult, like you're not developed enough to be uncool yet. Well, you could still be uncool if you're.
I disagree. I've met many uncool kids.
There, but like when you're an adult, when you're 40 years old and you're voluntarily choosing to follow these athletes around and collecting things as a whole is not cool. Collecting autographs specifically is even less cool. And it's also like you're following cool people. Like it's such a dichotomy where you're following cool people. Like athletes are cool and you're the not cool person following them around, asking them for an autograph. The cool athletes fucking hate you. They hate you. They're like, I don't want to give you an autograph, you fucking loser. That to me is like a conscious lifestyle you're choosing as opposed to just holding your nose for a moment. I think it's easily autograph collectors.
Damn.
I'm disgusted in you right now.
This is the first time.
Go ask someone for an autograph, loser.
See, the second I
don't hold your fucking nose. See,
yeah, maybe I'll get a
autograph thing. The autograph thing is a choice. That's what you said. If you hold your nose when you jump in a pool,
That's also a choice.
No, it's not. It's intrinsically in your heart that you're a bitch.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Are you crying, Tommy?
I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck about
You can't even jump in a pool without
You know what? I don't even give a fuck what wins. So
I'm just kidding, Tommy.
I think this is the first time that it's ever come down to me for the tiebreaker in the finale. I think that there is a merit to the pinching the nose thing in that, like, it is now set for life that you are uncool. Like, nothing you can do for the rest of your life will make you cool because it's now imprinted on your DNA that you are uncool. But
I think at least if you know when you're young you're uncool, you can map out the rest of your life. You find out as an adult, like, oh man, I'm an autograph seeker. That's worse.
See, that's where I'm going to end up. I'm going to pick autograph seekers because I do think that they are so unbelievably uncool. For the reason, like, yeah, collecting things is uncool. Like, for the most part, there are some cool things. I collect stuff when I know it's uncool. Like, but at the same time, the fact that they have to like push kids out of the way and they have to like you were saying, Tommy, like chase people around that fucking hate their guts, and like everybody hates their guts. There's nobody that likes them at all. The athletes hate them. The staff, like Coley, all these people, they hate them.
Kids hate them.
The kids hate them. Everybody hates them. Nobody likes them. The people who buy it from them, they don't want to know how they procured the autograph because if they did, they would feel guilty about owning it.
Yeah,
so I feel
like an American blood diamond.
Yeah, it's literally it's like a blood diamond. Some kid got fucking trampled for it. So I'm gonna have to pick autograph seekers as the winner of the least cool move bracket. Our 11 seed going for the win. This went super long.
Who submitted that one?
That was me. That was mine.
Interesting. That came down to you for the vote.
Yeah, that is funny.
That came down to me for the final. I just have always thought that they stunk. I also
because you submitted it.
The pinching in the nose, I also had on mine too, because like that was one that was in our YouTube comment that literally spawned the entirety of this bracket idea. So I'll see if I can find the user's name for that too, because thank you for the shout or the idea. Okay, so episode 25 wrap. Thank you. I know the fellows. I know this one ran long. But we'll be back with another episode of the bracket, hopefully with the full crew back from Barstool versus America. And I think maybe some other guests as well. Thank you guys again for filling in. And for me, Coley, Cheah, Fights, Eddie, Rudy, and Tommy, we will see you next time.